Mega Mike the Movie Man here. Welcome to my channel. We have a super awesome stream here tonight. We're talking our movie watching goals for 2023. Now, this is a very broad category here. So some of us may talk about some franchises we need to get kept up on, or some directors' filmography we want to dive in deeper to, or just some all-time classic movies we still need to see. So this is going to be a big fun night. I'm going to bring out my panel of blue tubers and collectors and movie enthusiasts out there. So I know this person loves streams. So let's bring out Tim. How we doing out there?
I'm doing good. Like you said, I love streams. I am always available and I love doing them. So
yeah, and I know when I mentioned this one to you, you seemed like you were really interested in this one. So I'm like, all right. We got to get you on here.
Yeah, it's a cool concept. People might kind of be like, what the heck for my first choice? But yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
That's all right. They'll keep you accountable to it now, though, to make sure you get it done.
Yeah.
All right, let's bring out somebody who I know loves movies out there. KB, how we doing out there?
It's in the name. It's in the name. How's everyone doing? Happy New Year. I haven't seen any of you guys for the first 16 days. Yeah, but I'm back. And I should get the conversations going soon.
Nice.
I'm the weirdo that had my list ready before you asked.
I know. I gave you one stream. You're like, oh, that's probably not the right one. I'm like, well, I got this other stream. You're like, yeah, that one. You were ready to go with it. I'm like, okay, this is going to be great.
Let's do it tonight.
All right. And then let's go ahead and bring out someone who is no stranger to the streams. Fish, how we doing out there?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good.
Oh,
doing great. Thanks for having me again.
You got your goals here. Was it easy for you to come up with these ones, or did you have to really think about them?
Some of these are kind of broad in general, but I do have a couple of specific things that I do want to focus on throughout the year. Definitely, absolutely.
Oh, awesome. All right, and then let's bring out someone who was completely prepared for the stream. He was just ready to go in here like super early. Got to bring in Huck. How we doing out there?
He's on
oh, he's still muted. He's gonna get a go.
Wait, that's how prepared I am. I had to...
You were talking so much on YouTube before. That's why.
Oh my God! Let's go. I'm ready to go, man. Yeah, man. Got my goals. Got the directors. I'm ready to jump on. Oh, you're gonna love it. Let's go.
All right. So making a channel debut tonight, we got Mika. How we doing out there, Mika?
Hey! Hi, everyone. Thanks, Mike, for the invite. I'm excited.
I know you're always in the comments, so I'm like, we got to get you on the live stream. Got to get you in here because I know you always got the pen and paper out. You're writing down movies to watch. So I'm like, this.
Yeah, always adding to that watch list.
All right, so we are ready to go tonight. Let's see in the comments who is out here in the audience. We got Adrian saying hello there, Mike and guest. We got Alex saying good evening, all ya fancy folk. We got Holland. Oh, it's good evening, everyone. We got Mama Blu-ray in the house. Three of my favorite guys. Who are the three favorites? We must know the favorites. There's only three.
I think that's when everyone was popping in.
She saw that when she saw me pop up. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
We got Nate in here. Hey, everyone. Hey, Nate. I think this is... Oh, yes, of course. That's Nate. Absolutely. Thanks for stopping by. Hey, we got Craig. We got Hi, Mike, and Guess. Yes. Adrian saying, hello, Mama Blu-ray. Mama Blu-ray. Yeah, Fish too. Yes. Mega Movie Mom's in here saying hi to everyone. Mama Blu-ray says, oh my gosh, my bud Huck too. I told Huck was ready to go. You knew Huck was going to be here. He is all prepared, so this is going to be great.
I would miss
you, Mama Blu-ray. Pretty Lady Mika. We got Tales from the Shelf. What's up, y'all? Got amazing Anna in here. Hi, everyone. It's good to see everyone. Good to see Mika. Yes. Got Darvin. Hello.
What's up, Darvin?
All right. So we're going to start with our fifth goal here. But just as a reminder, before we start getting into the goals, make sure you mega smash that subscribe if you're visiting for the first time, that like and comment to help us reach our goals for 2023. This is going to encourage us to actually accomplish these goals. The more likes and comments we see, so keep those coming in. All right, so once again, we're getting into our fifth goal now. Our fifth goal, and Tim, let's go ahead and start with you. What do we got?
All right, yeah, you guys are definitely gonna have to hold me accountable here. So for most of my life, I'll say fantasy is not a genre I ever gravitated towards at all. I just watched Harry Potter for the first time after The Last Deathly Hallows and ended up loving it. And then I've watched Game of Thrones recently, and I've actually enjoyed that, enjoyed House of the Dragon. So maybe it's time for me to dive more into some fantasy stuff. And there's a big one that I've not seen. Please don't kill me, people. I've never seen any of these.
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
We guys see the shock faces out there.
It's okay. It's okay. They're an undertaking. They really are. They really are. But they're fantastic.
They're worth it. They're worth it.
I have several Lord of the Rings things in the house, but it's because one of my best friends, she loves this franchise. So we have Lord of the Rings stuff. She's the reason we have this. I mean, I might have still bought it because I'm a Steelbook whore, but I plan to actually undertake these. Yeah, I keep hearing they're amazing. I've seen like bits and pieces because how can you not over the years?
Right.
But yeah, I've never seen more than probably 5 consecutive minutes of any of these movies.
Wow, Tim, starting with a shocker there. Oh my goodness! Not even one Lord of the Rings, no Hobbit either, right? No Hobbit in there. Oh my goodness!
Nothing to that franchise whatsoever.
Oh, it's so good.
Well, there you go. That's like a 2-day event for you. You get Lord of the Rings on one day, and then Hobbits on the other day. You call that a weekend.
I know that's all day affair.
Yeah, we normally do.
Oh yeah, especially if you do those extended editions.
Yep, that's what we do.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Every time. Yeah, I always watch the extended. Yeah.
So I'm the only person here that's not seen them then, right? You all have. Yeah, that's what I feel.
I mean, Tim, come on.
Yeah.
But like I said, okay, I know. Yeah, I've known quite a few people who haven't checked those out yet.
Yeah, me too. You're not alone.
All right, KB, what do we got?
All right. So my fifth goal, and this is movie related. I have the AMC A list, and I know there are other editions. Regal has one, B&B has it, and so forth. But I definitely didn't get my money's worth last year. Looking at my Stubs account showing all the movies that I watched throughout the year, you would think, 50, 52 weeks, I would have at least 50 movies on there, considering you could see up to 3 or 4 a week. So my number 5 goal is make better use of my AMC A-list membership and see more movies in the theater.
Ooh, love that.
Learn from Mike.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I want to be out there with Mike and Anna every week.
Yeah,
doing the out of theater reviews.
I've already seen 3 movies this weekend in a row. Every day I went to the theater. So
Nice.
today was house party.
Yeah, I
saw today was house party, Mike.
Today was house party. Yeah,
nice.
That was good. Huh?
Yeah. I mean, I had a fun time with it. But yeah, those unlimited passes are so good, especially that AMC one. You get 3 movies a week, right? So it's
and you get Dolby and IMAX as well. So I try to see everything when it's in Dolby that first week. So I already have tickets lined up for Ant-Man Quantumania that just got released this evening. 80 for Brady. I want to see that.
Yeah, oh yeah, I love Jane Fonda. So.
I forget something else coming out the week of the 26th, but I can't remember what it is. But I got them all lined up already. And I intend to just get the month going, get the year going on a positive note. So, Infinity Pool. I love me some Mia Goth, so you got to see that one.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Mika, what do we got for a goal?
Okay, so I'm going to be like Tim, maybe with shocking people. And I think I've shared this before, but I've never seen any of the Star Wars movies. And I don't own movies.
More
Yeah,
shock faces. Where are the shock faces out there?
I've never seen anyone. I don't know why. I just haven't been drawn to them, but that's something I want to see if I'll enjoy the films.
You know, so I've wondered this for a while. Personally, I mean, probably most people, the original trilogy is what they dig the most. But if you're going in never seeing any,
that's what I wanted to ask.
One, yeah, I kind of feel it. I feel like you would start at episode 1 though.
I would start with the prequels. I would.
Yeah, that's.
And I like prequels more than most people, so maybe you.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Like, how would you recommend starting it? Like,
I'm an originalist. 4, 5, and 6, and then 1, 2, 3. But that's how I grew up with them, though.
That's it.
But then there's also something called a machete cut, where it's 4, 5, 1, 2.
Yeah, that's
6
too much.
and 3, or yeah.
I would do this.
I mean, I guess it's fine to watch them chronologically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But me personally, I like to go 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. But like I said, that's how I grew up.
I like how you're not even including the last 3 in your count.
No,
we don't talk about that.
There's 3 more. Wait, they made 3 more.
I would do this. I would watch 1, 2, Solo, Rogue One. Wait, 1, 2, 3, Solo, Rogue One, and then 4, 5, 6, and you could stop there.
And that's
I wrote it down.
I'm glad you threw Rogue One in there.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I completely forgot about Rogue One. But yes, I would watch Rogue One in there mix somewhere too. Yeah.
Let me repeat it. So 1, 2, 3, Solo, the Rogue One. Rogue One.
4, 5, 6.
And 4, 5, 6.
And if you want to watch 7, 8, 9,
but
all I would say, wait. This is what I did with my wife. I waited for the first Nor'easter of the season. You ain't going nowhere. You might as well throw in some Star Wars and fire up some food. Throw a pizza in the oven, something. Get your some Manuka honey tea or whatever you got. And rock it. Rock through those movies. You got all day.
I'm going to attack them this year. I'm going to watch them this year.
So I will say this, Mika. If you do start at episode 1, then don't if it's not clicking, don't give up, because it's very heavy political and stuff in the first and second.
Okay.
And it gets the story gets much better by episode 3 and then into the original franchise. And especially Rogue One, even if you don't like Star Wars, Rogue One is so good, even outside of the scope of Star Wars. Like, it is a really good movie.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thanks for that order, you guys.
Now, Mika, here's the only thing I'll say. It's been a long time. So do you know the secret in The Empire Strikes Back? I mean, it's been like 34 years.
She don't know.
There's no spoiler.
Okay. So if you don't know the spoiler, then I would recommend you watch them like some of us older folks watched it, and go 4, 5, 6 so that you get that sort of shock moment. But if you watch it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the shock will be gone. So that's all I'm saying.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say. So if you care about the shock, go 4, 5, 6. If you don't care about the shock, 1 through 6.
And I never say this. Google is not your friend in this.
Oh no, I'm not going to. I don't know anything about the films, but I've never watched them. So I said,
you know nothing. If you know nothing, I would suggest 4, 5, and 6. Yeah,
it's like going into that Tom Holland Spider-Man movie. Just go in blind.
Okay. That's right. That's mine. My 5th one.
That's a good one.
All right, Huck, what do we got?
All right, so for my number 5, this is a filmography that it's not a director that's very clicky with me. And when I get to the ones I really like, I'm kind of blown away, right? And that is, and this is all sort of balanced off of last year, I dove on Hitchcock, right? I big blind spot, and then I just plowed through them all that I own and loved them. So that was very exciting for me. Like everyone I put in, I was like, oh, I hope it's as good as the last. And the filmmaker I want to do that for this year, I'm sort of like you guys, like, you're not going to believe this, Martin Scorsese.
Oh, nice.
I feel like I have missed most of his films. Like I still, even little ones, like I haven't seen, I pulled it up here. I haven't seen Hugo. I haven't seen Shutter Island. I have seen things like The Departed and Aviator and Wall Street, which I love. I love all those. In fact, Wall Street is really my favorite. But a lot of those other ones, like Gangs of New York, didn't quite click. So I kind of bailed on it. Taxi Driver was okay. And I think Raging Bull was overrated. Sorry.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like as a boxing movie. I think Rocky is a much better boxing movie, sport movie. While I applaud what was in it, right? But now that I've gotten older, maybe I can approach, and this was a long time ago. When I'm saying that, I'm saying it from trying to watch Raging Bull 30 years ago, right? So this is sort of my test to myself to pull what I did for Hitchcock with Scorsese this year. That's my number 5.
I got you, Huck. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. And I'll talk about that a little later, but I got you.
Have you seen, I imagine you've seen Goodfellas and Casino, right? Or
I haven't seen Casino.
Okay. So
I've seen Goodfellas, and I feel like this is how my memory of Swiss cheesy. I feel like I started Casino and then gave up on it. And that pisses me off because everyone says how great it is. I'm like, I've got to see Casino.
I'm one of the, I feel like maybe this opinion is starting to gain traction a little bit more. I actually like Casino more than Goodfellas.
I hear that.
A lot of people do.
Yep.
There's something about that Vegas setting at the height of mobsters pretty much owning Vegas. It is such a cool setting. I really like it. The love story, I think, is what a lot of people, if it drags it down for people, it's the love story. It is such a compelling movie. So I'd be curious to hear what you think about Casino when you get to it.
That's kind of the one I most want to see because of like the sort of ubiquitous hype that people say that's they think it's better. So, and Mike, aren't you sort of like with me on Goodfellas? Like it's a good gangster movie, but I don't love it.
Yeah, I don't love it. To me, there's a lot better gangster movies, and Casino is one of the ones I prefer over Goodfellas. So,
yeah, all right.
But yeah, I mean, and I agree with you too on Raging Bull. I mean, like if you try to compare it to Rocky movies, some of the best movies of all time, well, then of course, I mean, you're gonna be disappointed by Raging Bull. But
I'll also say, Irishman is long. That's a good movie.
I watched it last year because it was on my. I had to watch it for SAG.
And
like it was a slog.
It's long.
Man.
It's long.
I agree.
I mean, it can be long. Like I like Titanic and Avatar; those were long, but at least it had my attention. What was always in my face, though, is how hypocritical Scorsese was when he says Marvel's not movies, right? And yet the very essence of that film is the de-aging of the lead actors, which is 100% a perfected process by Marvel.
Disney and Marvel.
So I was constantly reminded how hypocritical the film was every time I saw a younger version of the actors. So that aspect was hard. They should have just cast younger people.
That's
what he would have done. That's what Scorsese or Coppola did, right? And Godfather is you got De Niro to play a young Brando.
Yeah.
So
I think that is my biggest gripe is the de-aging. De-aging works, but I feel like when you get to like a certain age, it's like uncanny valley when you try to de-age them. I mean, you're talking de-aging like 80-year-old guys, like 20-year-olds.
Right.
It doesn't work as well.
It's almost laughable a little, because it's like, okay, is that he's still walking like he's bow-legged, like he's but that spry young man
doesn't quite have that pep in his step anymore. Huh?
No, it ain't no pep. It's a gap.
All right, Fish. What do we got?
Well, I've been lacking in like the area of a lot of classic films. I was more of an 80s. I was an 80s kid, so I latched onto that decade a lot, quite a bit. So I love 80s movies in general. But I haven't done a lot of classics, and ones that I've really missed out on are some of the epic classics like Ben-Hur and Spartacus and Cleopatra and Lawrence of Arabia and all these great epic films that are over 5 hours long, you know. No, but those are some things that I really want to focus on because I just love the whole greatness of it, the epicness of it, you know, the sets, the costumes, everything about it. Ten Commandments is one of my favorite movies ever, and for me to be missing out on all these other epic films in that kind of era is something that I really want to focus on this year. So that's my number 5 goal.
It's a good one.
I like it. So something cool about classics then, like the really epic long ones that we don't get nowadays, is they mostly had intermissions. Like they would have we don't get intermissions really anymore unless they purposely are doing a throwback. So you get that nice little like, I could stop and I could either split this into 2 or I could go grab some popcorn and grab a drink. I don't know. I miss the intermission. So yeah, if you watch those classics, you'll get intermission in most or all of them.
Yeah. Well, Ten
Now,
Commandments.
how about this, Tim? So you got the intermissions, but how about if you get really epic, you got overtures. Like the original,
at the beginning
Star
and
Trek
the end.
motion picture had an overture before it started. I want to say Lawrence of Arabia, I think, also had an overture before it started. Like you definitely don't see those.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Yeah, Ten Commandments definitely has one. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I want to focus on. I love all that like I said, the costumes, how many people it took, just everything.
Crazy.
You know, Cleopatra at the time was like the most expensive movie of all time. They hired so many extras for that movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, didn't that movie almost like bankrupt that studio, something like that?
Yeah.
All right.
They used to show that a lot on TV too. Cleopatra.
All right, so to get in my number, I guess 5th goal, I don't know if I'm going in any particular order here, but you guys all know it on the panel. I need to watch the Mission Impossible franchise. I haven't seen any Mission Impossible movie yet. I know Dead Reckoning is coming out part 1. I want to see that movie because I'm on such like a, you know, kind of a high from Top Gun Maverick because that was such an amazing Tom Cruise movie. And every Tom Cruise movie I've seen has been pretty awesome. So I got to watch all the Mission Impossible movies. I have to marathon them one of these days. And so that's one of my big goals. That's that one franchise that I've always missed. And there would have been times where I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to the theater to go see Fallout. But somehow I always miss it. And so that is a franchise I need to get caught up on. And everybody says great things about it, right? So I'm in for a treat, I guess.
I'm with you there, Mike. I think I only saw one of those movies.
Which one?
I think what's the one with Andy Newton is in it?
Who?
Oh, that's part 2.
Oh, Andy Newton. Yes.
Oh yeah. So
all right, now, Mike, what you have to do is you got to watch 2, 3, 4, and then 1.
So what's going to be pretty cool when you watch 2? So you could kind of split that franchise at granted I like them all, but 4 on are Tom Cruise movies more than 1 through 3. Like 1 through 3, he's in them, but his creative control on 4 on, like it's kind of like Top Gun, where the dude is like fully entrenched in this is his movie. He's doing it his way. So yeah, 4 on are really freaking good. Like really.
So that's where it picks up. That kind of reminds me of the Fast and Furious movies, where I'm like, 4 was the one I really liked, getting the 5th and all that. So
I think
I'm excited.
Well, three's amazing too because there is a little connective tissue between 3 and Ghost Protocol.
Yeah.
Which is, well, I won't tell you what that is. So there, you have to find out yourself.
I like them all. The villain in 3 is great. I mean, you get an absolutely phenomenal actor, and he's great in it. 2 is just a pure John Woo fluff action movie. It's fun, but
style, super style.
If you want, when you watch 1 and then 2, though, they are polar opposite movies of each other, like completely different movies.
Yeah.
And so, what kind of movies would you guys most compare it to? Would it be like John Wick style movies? Would it be more like James Bond movies? Or because it's like spy mission stuff, right?
The first one's leans more towards the spy, like old school, you know, born from the TV show spy kind of movie, and then they get a lot more actiony.
Yeah, it becomes from 4 on. It definitely becomes more of an action franchise than it's a spy franchise, but it's more action oriented from 4 on.
Yeah, I'll say this, and it's just a little spoiler. Tom Cruise runs in every movie.
But he runs like nobody else, man.
At full speed, man.
With his chopsocky hands.
Well, Mike, let me know what you think of them. I'll wait for your opinion. I haven't really been wanting to run.
Yes, I'll let you know. I mean, everybody says they're amazing, so I'm hopefully I'm not hyped up too much now on them.
I think what you appreciate, though. What you appreciate. Oh, go ahead first.
Well, I was going to say, it's not not just Tom Cruise. The supporting cast around him is fantastic as well. Everybody that he gets to play off of and play with, and it's fantastic as well. So
Simon Pegg.
Yeah.
I love me some
Ving Rhames.
Henry Cavill is in the last one.
Ooh, yeah.
You probably loved, though, in Top Gun how everything felt so real because you're actually you're seeing the actor. Well,
I was just watching it again today.
Oh, nice.
Tom Cruise actually in these movies, he climbs a high rise, like he's physically climbing the high rise. He jumps out of to do like a halo jump. He is actually doing it. So like, there's these crazy stunts.
Yeah,
it's really Tom Cruise doing it. So it feels more real, like you're there. It's pretty cool.
And if you saw the behind the scenes for Dead Reckoning, it just gets even more ridiculous.
Dude, it looks so good.
Jump right there,
jumping off out of a mountain. Crazy.
I can't wait.
Darvin said I think Fallout is one of the better ones.
Oh yeah, Fallout's unbelievable.
Look, did you guys see it? It went across like social media and stuff, and I noticed it in the movie, and I was like, "Holy crap, that's true!" When Cavill does that like fist thing, the editing, his beard changes as he does that because he went off to do a filming for Superman, right? To play, and when he came back, so they didn't have it quite matched. So you quickly see his beard change when he does that little fist thing. It's kind of funny.
Well, like he warms up the guns, and then the next cut of him, it's a different shape on his beard.
Yeah, like you'll notice that. Rewatch that, and you'll
while he's revving up the guns.
So they CGI'd his facial hair.
Oh, shut up! Now I'm gonna.
Yes, they do. Yes, they did.
I already stared at the bad CGI mouth on that.
In Justice League. Yeah,
it's so distracting.
All right, Darwin says, I plan on buying every Arrow that comes out this year.
That's
a lot of titles.
There's not a lot of box sets.
Amazing Anna is saying happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Yeah.
Michael saying hi, everyone. Steve says, greetings, gentlemen, and the lovely Mika.
Oh.
Tales from the Shelf says, Tim. Amazing Anna says, what?
It's probably for who?
I know there's a lot of what's. It could have been the Lord of the Rings. It could have been.
I think it was.
We're gonna roll with that one.
Well, she hasn't seen Mission Impossible. I don't think, has she? I don't think she's seen all of them.
No.
We'll see. Mama Blu-ray says, "Look at this group. Hit the likes." Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Mama Blu-ray. Tales from the Shelf says, "Do the theatrical editions first." I'm guessing for Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
I mean, I don't know. You don't have to. I feel like you could just go for the.
That's the thing. Is like I don't know if a lot of people that aren't into sci-fi or fantasy. Well, I say sci-fi. I'm more fantasy. Will watch the theatrical and then want to go back to watch the extended versions, unless they really enjoy it, thoroughly love them. they probably won't want to go back and watch them. So I suggest watching the extended just right out the gate. You get everything.
In case you never go
worry
back.
about anything else.
It's his first time, and he's not really into fantasy that much, so the extended might be a little bit too
much. Yeah, I get it.
Too much fantasy.
I'm trying to save you, Tim.
Then you get
if
all
you
those,
like
you
it,
just,
then you
you
go
just get
back
a little
and
bit
watch
more.
extended, like in about a year or so.
Or you watch
Amazing
episode
Answers,
1 theatrical, and the other 2 extended.
It's a lot of
says I
work.
watched Lord of the Rings for the first time back in my early 20s. Nice. Michael says all 3 of my Lord of the Rings DVDs are autographed. Nice.
That's good.
Excellent. Adrian says, Tim, you haven't seen Lord of the Rings. What have you been doing then? He's been watching a lot of other movies.
He's been watching Jurassic
Exactly.
Park and Jurassic World.
Over and over.
Summertime. I've been watching
On
Summertime
repeat.
on repeat.
That's
Summer Tim.
Summertime.
Amazing. And it says, if AMC was near us, sheesh, we would probably be going every day. Yeah.
And I got
The AMC theaters are nicer
of
for
them.
sure.
Yeah, I got like 3. Yeah, maybe.
I got
Oh my
5.
goodness. Yeah, I don't. Yeah. It would take me like 3 hours to get to one of those.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Where is it?
Oh, Mirha. Hey.
Oh,
Hello,
Mirha
Yeah.
is here.
She
Hey,
shows up a lot.
everyone.
Nice to see
Colin
you.
Oates. Hey, Mirha. Amazing Anna says, make a date out of it. Yes, for the Mission Impossible movies. Absolutely. Hey, Holland. What's up? Shocked face from Tales from the Shelf. Michael says 80 for Brady has Sally Field. I talk about meeting her and getting Forrest Gump signed on Blu-ray. Yes, nice.
They have a great cast.
Yeah, they definitely do. I look forward to it.
Amazing Ann says, I'm flabbergasted, Mika.
I know Star Wars. I know.
Flabbergasted.
I know, because
What
everybody
about
I told
Hornswoggle?
was always shocked. Yeah.
Alex says Rogue One. I really like that movie. Yeah. Amazing Anna says, personally, a person who was never into Star Wars and watched them a few years ago, I went just watching how they came out. It can be confusing, but it will all make sense. Michael says, yeah, getting some stuff signed. Excellent. Darwin says, I honestly don't think any Star Wars movie is worth watching except for the 1977 film.
What? Come on, Empire's amazing.
Ooh.
And Mika, the dialogue, by the way, in episode 1 and 2 is really, really cringeworthy. Just to put it out there. It's really cringe.
Hold on. That's all I'll say.
Hold on.
Hold on. KB says, hold on.
Let John Williams get you through it. Just
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
his score, though. Duel of the
that's
Fates.
what I'm saying. Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Amazing Anna says, Michael, if you ever just want to randomly donate your signed copies, let me know. I volunteer.
Dibs on those Tom Cruise.
Gus is in the house. Hello. Hey, Gus.
Why do we sound like Dawn of the Dead just now?
And more, please.
Oh, that was great.
Alex says, I want to consume the Star Trek franchise this year from the original series all the way to the current content.
Oh my God, that is a massive
That's
undertaking, my friend.
There's a
Good luck.
Ooh.
I'm behind you,
I've
though.
only seen the movies. I have not seen the series.
Oh,
A
man.
lot of seasons.
Next Generation, that's my favorite. Next Generation is so good.
Michael says, I've seen all Scorsese movies except No Direction Home and My Voyage to Italy.
Haven't heard of either one of those. Is that things he's directed or produced?
Yeah, Huck, you want to stick to the feature films. It's 27,
Okay.
including
Yes,
the new one coming
Well,
out
I will
this
be
year.
calling you later.
Yeah, I got a list for you.
My 3 favorite Scorsese movies are Goodfellas, Departed, and Bringing Out the Dead. Casino's good, but could have been better if it was released before Goodfellas.
Where is a Bringing Out the Dead Blu-ray?
This year.
I
They
hope
say it's
Yeah.
coming out this year. That and After Hours are the 2 that I heard are rumored for this year. So
Are we talking Criterion or regular? Because I feel like Bringing Out the Dead would be great for Criterion.
I think as part of Paramount's thing with Kino, we might get Bringing Out the Dead that way.
Okay.
Well,
I don't
speaking
care
of
to
like
say that.
all this like De Niro and stuff like that, if nobody has it, this is just sort of a flash announcement to share with everybody. Is The Heat is $8.99 on 4K
Ooh, I
on
saw that.
Best.com right now. I know
Great
Mike
movie.
knows. So
Great
if you
movie.
guys don't have that,
Tales from the South says, I hated The Irishman.
That's tough,
Not
dude.
alone.
It was a divisive movie.
Very.
Spicy 4K Action. What up? Glad to be here tonight.
What's up?
Kenny Clips. I hope to watch some more franchises like Harry Potter, Rocky, John Wick, Transformers, and Bond. That's a lot of franchise. Yeah.
This isn't one of my choices, but I live near Philly. I've not seen most of the Rocky franchise.
Oh, really?
Here to see it.
Sad face.
I
Gotta
gotta
get on
see it.
that. That's
I've
gotta be
seen
number one goal.
I've seen the start, and I've seen Balboa and Creed. Didn't watch Creed 2 and didn't watch 3, 4, 5. I think I only saw like the first and second Rocky Balboa.
Oh my goodness.
Me too. I think 1 and 2.
3 and 4. 3 and 4 are a must. Absolutely.
Those are so good.
Listen,
Come on, Balboa. The paper champion. Mr. T is the best. I've met him twice. I love that guy.
Alex says, what? Never seen any of the Mission Impossible franchise? Get out. Hee hee. Okay, I guess I'll go.
Mike, no.
Yep. Michael's surprised I haven't seen any Mission Impossible movies. I know, and usually I've seen like the big modern franchises. That's just been that one franchise for some reason that just escapes me.
But you're gonna have such a good time. Like, I'm kind of jealous. You get this great like thing you get to watch. You know, it's kind of
you don't have to wait for them.
Yeah.
Kenny Clip says I've only seen 1 and 2 and have been putting it off because my father has been wanting to binge them with me.
Unless your job is to strictly watch movies and that's it, I imagine every single person, no matter how hard they want to act like they've seen everything, will have these huge movies they have not seen. I don't think it's possible to watch it all.
Wait till you hear one of my next tabs.
Blind spots all over.
Adrian says, have you seen the original Mission Impossible series? I didn't even know there was an original Mission Impossible series. A TV show?
That's what the movie is based on.
Never seen that.
It ran for quite a while.
Yeah, Leonard Nimoy was in that.
Yeah, if I haven't seen the movie, I definitely did not see
Right,
the
KB?
That's another Desilu production. No I Love Lucy,
That's right.
no Mission Impossible, no
That's
Star
right.
Trek.
And sadly, crushed the studio.
Yeah.
Amazing Anna says we can watch it together, Mega Mike. We can have a movie night at home.
Oh, that's love.
I'm sure you have many movie
Kenny
nights.
Clips, like every day, movie days every day.
Movie day.
Henry Cavill says first thing was because his training was so rigorous, then he used that to relieve pressure on his arms. The director liked it so much he had him do it in other takes.
It looks cool though.
It's so bad.
Michael's here.
It's like loading them up.
I do that for everything now. Like, I'm making a scrambled eggs.
Tales from the Shelf says the theatrical editions are long enough. Going extended out the gate is a tall order. Those are for the diehard fans, in my opinion.
Probably right.
Darren said my Best Buy has been pretty crazy lately. Gus says Criterion need to release Summer Tim in 4K following Tim's Day. When is Tim Day?
Is that on a Tuesday? Tuesday.
I like that one.
Jerry's in the house. What's up?
What's up, Jerry?
What's up, Jerry?
All right, so let's get into now. We're on a fourth goal. So fourth goal, Tim, what do we got?
All right, so my name for all this social media stuff is Tim Talks Talkies. Talkies came after silent films. My knowledge on silent films is minuscule. I have seen tiny amounts, and the next Criterion sale, I want to dive like way more in because they have so many silent films. I want to buy a bunch of them. But I really need to watch more silence. I don't know. It's just I've never gravitated towards them, and I've seen maybe 10 total. That's it. That's a lot I haven't seen. So that's a big one.
Yeah, silent movies are like the one type of movies I cannot do. That's like the only movies I can't do. I'll do as classic as we can get, but there needs to be some kind of sound. Yeah. I've tried and I just can't do it.
The thing when you take on one of these sort of ambitious endeavors, like diving onto silent films, or for me it was Hitchcock, is you hope that it lands, as well, right? So if you're into 2 or 3 and it's not clicking, personally, I wouldn't keep pursuing that endeavor. Like I got so lucky when I watched the first 3 Hitchcocks. It was North by Northwest, Rope, and Rear Window. And oh my God, it was like watching 3 masterpieces in a row. And I couldn't wait to watch them all. But if I run into a snag with Scorsese and he's what I remember and it's not my jam, I mean, I don't want to pursue it any further, you know? And Mike, I think you're lucky because you're doing Mission Impossible, and that's going to be easy to digest, is all I'm saying.
So, of the silent films I've seen, it's been stuff that is not the big people. Like, they've been different types of stuff. Like, what was the one that was released on Paramount Presents, The Sheik? I watched that and saw some other stuff. But, like, Buster Keaton, seen, like, no Buster Keaton, like, at all. Charlie Chaplin, I've seen like no Charlie Chaplin. So like these big monumental silent film actors seem like nothing, and people love their stuff. So I would
start there.
Yeah. What about Harold Lloyd? You see Harold Lloyd?
Nope.
Yeah, do one of those. Yeah. Those were phenomenal.
Start with like something easy on Chaplin, like The Kid. Go into the Keaton stuff. What's that one? Safety First.
Safety
I think that's
First.
The Criterion. All the Criterion ones are good to do with those silent actors. So I would start there. You probably have some of them.
I think I bought a couple, but I haven't bought too many because it's just, I don't know. I love the late 20s into the 30s, like once talkies started, but I just never really gravitated towards the silent ones for some reason. So I at least, even if I don't love them, I feel like I need to
give them a shot.
I tried to watch Wings because it won the best or the first best picture. I don't think I was in the right mindset. I was like, ooh, there it is, and because I found it. It's hard to find streaming, so I was like, ooh, and I started it, and I was like, I'm really not in the right headspace for this right now. I saw it and I was excited because I found it, but I'm not in the mood for it right now. Man, this sucks. So I stopped it. So it was the only one I've actually tried to ever start and tried to watch. But yeah, I went for the big one.
All right. KB, what do we got?
Okay, I'm just going to read mine. So number 4 is watch and log in Letterboxd more movies than I did in 2022.
Oh, that's a good one.
So you know how we got that thing, with like Spotify Wrapped or whatever. Letterboxd did the same thing, and it said I logged 303 movies. I know I watched more than 300.
Yeah, I'm so bad with the.
Me too. I used to be really good, but this year I've just been bad. So what I want to do is average at least a movie a day. So increase that log from 303 to 365 or more.
Ooh,
I love that one. I'd love to do it because I even see Tony and Mel and some other people do that like end of month wrap up on what they watched because they logged it on Letterboxd. I can't do it because by the end of the month I have no idea what the hell I watched.
You gotta have it up while you're watching the movie and just like punch it in while the credits are rolling.
Yeah. Well, I have 2 letterboxes because we do one for the podcast, and that one is up to date because we do a new film every single day for that one. But I said, my horror one. I separated that one. That's just like all over the place, That's what I remember.
Yeah, I haven't even started a Letterboxd, so you guys are way ahead of me. I'm like, is it too late for me to start one? That's why I get worried. I'm like,
never.
Just start where you are, man.
Get like caught up back on past titles. I'm not gonna remember everything, and then I'm like,
what's cool is if you stay committed to it, the end of the year it tells you all these cool stats on what you watched. But if you don't commit to it, your stats don't mean anything. But it'll tell you the actor you watched the most, the director you watched the most, the genre you watched the most, like stuff like that's cool. But dumb me has never. I'm like, I'm gonna do this, and I'll do it for like a week, and then just stop.
Yeah.
Like if you could see mine, it says that I watched Stallone the most, and of course Hitchcock the most. And the reason why it's Stallone is because of Ken's Stallone month.
Oh, challenge.
And I got in so many movies. But it's more a commitment to logging movies.
Yeah.
So if I know, and I've already started, the first movie of the year I saw was Megan. So anytime I'm logging or anytime I'm watching something, I'll just pull it up and just punch it in. Even if I don't do an immediate rating or review, I just have it logged. And then I could go back and rate it or whatever.
I like that though.
Yeah, I'm gonna steal it.
Go ahead.
I like it too. It's my number 6.
Honorable
fish.
All right, Mika.
Okay, so number 4 for me is going to be a genre. For some reason, I don't know. I'm not drawn to it, but I want to try to watch because there are some I like more westerns. For some reason, that genre, I don't know what it is. I'm just not drawn to it. But there's some I like. Like I do like Tombstone. And another one I love is Quick and the Dead. But I haven't seen some really popular ones like Unforgiven or things of that sort. So I do want to try to see if I can delve into maybe westerns a little bit because for some reason I'm kind of leery of that genre. So that would be my number 4.
Same, Mika. Same.
Yeah.
I'm right there with y'all.
I've never really clicked with westerns much, and I tried like when Ken ran Western Month. Yeah. I tried, and there is the ones I do like, Unforgiven and Tombstone and some other ones, but like just the general Western, it's tough, and the 50s is full of so many Westerns, and I love the 50s, but the Westerns are such a slog to get through.
Yeah, so and that's what I said. I don't know if it's like maybe I'm not seeing good ones, but it's just something about it. I'm just like, I don't know. I've tried with the Westerns. I'm gonna try to maybe pick some of them big ones that people really like and maybe start there. But yeah, I can't really get through the Westerns. Like I said, I love Tombstone though, but some of them it's just like ugh.
Some of the ones I've gravitated towards have been ones that are Westerns, but like they don't feel like they're traditional. Like John Ford did a movie, A Bad Day at Black Rock, which I thought was great. And it's technically Western, but like it doesn't feel like a Western.
What was that name again, Tim?
Bad Day at Black Rock. It's got Spencer Tracy. It's just a dude that rolls into town in this middle of nowhere trying to figure out what happened to his friend that he hasn't heard from. And the whole town is like sketchy. It doesn't feel like a traditional Western. Okay. So that's the type of Western I more lean towards. But yeah, just the general like John Wayne's and stuff. I have a hard time.
I'm gonna try.
All right,
we'll see. I'll do what Huck said. I'll sell some ones. If I can't be brought on, I'm just gonna let it go.
You gotta let it go. Yeah, but that's true, Tim. If you're doing the Western thing, it's not biting. So KB, I'm not even gonna try to cover up. Join you because it is already one of mine as well. Letterboxd is absolutely on my list. So funny, dude. We think so much alike because and I've already failed because I watched like a movie last night with my wife. It was hilarious. Haven't even logged it yet. It's like, come on. But what I will say is anybody that starts on Letterboxd, Mike, if you start on it, the fun thing is when I was told about it, through a friend who uses it. And I said, convince me to use Letterboxd. What is the deal with Letterboxd? And he did such a great pitch for it. I'm like, I'm in. And then what you do is just like, I went like, I'm an 80s kid. So I went through the 80s and they have all these, the beautiful thumbnails laid out so you get to see the poster and looking awesome. And you just click all the movies you watched and you don't have to remember the date. Okay. Look, that's the one thing. Don't worry that you don't log the date of everything you watched in your past because you're not going to know. Just log that you saw it and maybe give it a rating if you feel like it. Like some I haven't even rated yet, but I have clicked on everything that I feel like I've seen from the 80s and 90s, and I keep going. But yeah, like last night, I watched Bad Moms. Has anybody seen Bad Moms?
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's so funny. It's so funny because for Christmas, right, Mika, we're all watching Christmas movies and we watch Bad Moms Christmas. And we thought that was so funny. I'd never seen Bad Moms before. My wife goes, I kind of want to see Bad Moms. And of course I went shopping, found it for $5, and we cracked it in last night, and it was great. Have I logged it? No. So I gotta have, like you said, KB, I gotta have the little tablet right next to me. So as soon as the credits roll, I just reach down and go, loved it.
Yeah.
Nice.
So another thing, I went.
How about we need a buddy group though? Sorry, Tim, I didn't mean to cut you off, but maybe we have a buddy system. Say, hey man, how's your Letterboxd going? It'll keep us like in check.
I could do that.
There's an app called Serialized that is
I do good with that one. I do good with that one because I watch a lot of TV.
What sucks is because I'm a huge TV person. One thing I've been afraid of, like people following me on Letterboxd, is I'll sometimes go 4 or 5 days without watching a movie. And I'm not watching anything. I'm watching TV shows, like back to back episodes. But because you can't log TV on Letterboxd besides miniseries, it just looks like you're doing nothing in that time. Like, I'm a huge movie fan, and I've watched no movies for the week, even though I'm binging Psych right now. I don't know if you guys seen the show.
Oh, I love Psych. Oh my God. It is as good as Burn Notice.
Yeah, it's great.
I mean, they're nothing alike, but it's that good. It's got that USA Network feel of
USA in that time period. Those shows and Monk, like USA was great.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just I wish those two apps would combine so that I can.
I do good with the Serialized. Yeah, I've been doing good with that one.
I love my TV shows.
Fish. What do we got?
Well, like KB as number 5, I work in a movie theater, and I don't go to the movies like I should. I get free tickets, and even if I didn't get free tickets because I work there, they'd probably let me sneak in anyway. So my number 4 is to actually go to see movies more often, more new releases. I'm really excited. We did the stream the other night about our top 5 movies that we're excited for 2023. So that got me excited to actually go to the movies again. So yeah, my number 4 is actually using my passes, or maybe not using my passes, and going to the movies. So
you VIP Fish, you get VIP.
Yeah.
Well, to piggyback on that, I've had such bad experiences. I think I need to go back to maybe changing the times I go to theaters like early, because I've just been having such bad experiences with theaters, especially like these new releases. Yeah. Well, I can't even enjoy the movie. You know what I mean? So sometimes I'm just like, I'll just wait till it comes out. But I think I might go back to maybe changing the times I go to the movie, like maybe earlier or on a day throughout the week.
More matinees, fewer people. Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
like, oh, sorry. I was
going to say, especially depending on the movie, I get kids in there and stuff, and
I'm more okay with like the drama stuff because you're gonna get like an older crowd. But whenever I go to horror or comic books or comic book movies, anything like that, you skew a younger crowd. And I'm sorry if I sound like old man yelling at the sky, but some of these freaking young people, my God, there's no respect for the other people.
Obnoxious.
That was the most recent Black Panther movie. Me and my sister, I was going to like literally go off. It was like people running, kids laughing. I couldn't even enjoy the movie. I was just like, and I wanted to go. You want to go opening night for that, but it was just like, ugh, you know what I mean?
Yep.
That's why we all watch stuff at home.
I know.
I'm like a dog with a squirrel. It's like, squirrel. As soon as like someone's phone lights up, I'm like, phone.
Yeah.
And I hate that because I cannot not see that phone. I'm just like, turn off your phone. And I want to be that guy, but it's like I'm now out. I'm no longer invested in my movie that I paid good money for because you can't wait to text your friend who just said, "You coming over?"
The person next to me hugged. The person next to me in the Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, answered their phone and was having a full-on conversation.
No.
Yes. I was like,
that's when you have absolute legal to backhand somebody in the face.
Kira had to restrain me. Because I was like,
my God. Wow.
And put it on speaker. Put it on speaker. They put it on speaker too.
They did not put it on speaker. Now you're just being funny.
No. They put it on speaker.
And did you turn and give them the, are you kidding me with this?
I would have been in their conversation like, really? What that girl doing?
What y'all doing later?
I think one of my biggest pet peeves is when people, mainly kids, laugh at stuff in the movie that is not funny or meant to be funny. Do you know what I mean? Like no one else in the theater is laughing, and you're laughing at this moment that I think you're just doing it to be an ass. You know what I mean? Like that really takes me out of it. Like it's like this actually serious moment, and they just start busting out laughing. It's like, oh my God, you suck.
Right.
All right. So my fourth goal here, and I know some of you guys already brought up this director, but Alfred Hitchcock, one of my favorite directors.
Yeah.
I need to see even more Hitchcock movies. I'm at 23 movies that I've seen so far, but I want to see his entire filmography, and I think there's about 52 or so.
I think it is 52.
Yeah, so I got to get through all of them, which is a ton of titles to get through, but I got to do it. But he has such good movies. He's like my second favorite director now, since I've like binged so many of his titles and just have been like super impressed by it. So hopefully they're all pretty good. I've only seen like a couple of his titles I didn't care for, but
for me at least, a bad Hitchcock movie is still better than a lot of other people's movies. So,
the only two I couldn't stand were Topaz and Torn Curtain. Those are the only two I couldn't do.
Oh, you didn't like Torn Curtain? I'm with you on Topaz, but I like Torn Curtain.
Topaz was rough.
Yeah.
Did you?
All the other ones I liked.
Did you see Rope?
Yes, Rope is very good. I really like Rope.
Yeah, love Rope.
That's stunning. That's so good.
And I started with Rear Window was the first one I saw from him, and that's still my favorite out of all the ones I've seen. Rear Window.
That and Vertigo. I love it.
How about Man Who Knew Too Much?
I saw the remake one. Yeah, I need to see the classic one now. All right, so let's take a look at these comments. Oh yeah, these are gonna be some funny comments. I can tell. Get farther down the line. But Mira says, Mika, thanks for giving me a follow back on Letterboxd.
Yeah, I follow the peeps back. It's just like you guys will be left in the wind sometimes. Sorry with my updating it.
AJ says, I want to see the rest of the Halloween movies because I've only seen the first one. Well, that's going to be a wild ride for you, Adrian. Yeah. We'll see which ones you like out of the bunch.
One of the most inconsistent horror franchises.
But there's different trajectories. Yeah, you can follow different timelines.
It's like a choose your own journey. For that
right. I used to love those books. Are you going to choose path A or path B?
Darwin says, just buy every silent film Criterion has.
No.
That would be a lot of them. Michael says, I own the Harold Lloyd collection, some Chaplins, 2 Keatons, Sunrise, and Adventures of Prince Ahmed.
Yeah. Good silent films there. Sunrise.
Mira says, Tim, watch Mel Brooks silent movie.
Yeah, I've never seen that. I used to have the Mel Brooks collection, and that's just one I never saw.
And The Artist.
Yeah, I didn't see The Artist.
The Artist I couldn't do. I had to turn off 5 minutes into it. I cannot do it. I tried.
You're like, talk.
I'm like, I'm okay. Like, I'm okay with no talking if there's at least sound. Like if there was music going along, like I could do that. But where it's completely silent, I can't do it. I need some kind of noise to go.
Play some music in the background.
Yeah, give me some music at least. I'll take some music. Just as Tim, I watched 3 Bad Men from Kino. It's a good silent film directed by Ford.
All right, I'm gonna write that one down.
Craig says Jeremy Renner is in Rogue Nation Mission Impossible. Yeah. All right, Michael says it's called Safety Last.
Thank you.
Adrian saying Metropolis is a silent classic sci-fi film.
I did see Metropolis, and Metropolis is very good, and that movie is kind of pivotal to sci-fi.
I was about to say I got the Giorgio Moroder version, so it's all like 80 synth songs. It's great.
Alex says, I've been logging my movies in a freaking journal. Laugh out loud. I didn't know a thing like Letterboxd.
Oh, no.
I'm making a count tonight.
Alexander, you're not going to go to sleep until 2 a.m. now. Now that you know about this thing, if you're a logging machine, you're going to be like, oh, must log more. That's what I was like that first time.
I didn't go back. I might do what you said. I didn't even, because I just started it probably a year and a half ago. I didn't even go back. I just said forward.
And you know what? I like? Every once in a while, there's a certain movie that they'll do something special for. So, like when you log Everything Everywhere All at Once, see if you can find what I'm talking about.
Okay.
All right, let's see. Pop culture says, what about James Stewart westerns?
I love James Stewart, but Man Who Shot Liberty Valance is good.
Very
but
good.
some of his others, Naked Spur, I couldn't get into really. I don't know.
I'll check him out. Oof.
It's nothing to do with him. It's just that genre. I don't know.
Yeah.
Henry
I'm
Ford
going to
is
try
another
it.
one.
I'm going to start off with some heavy hitters, some good ones that got some good hype. Maybe Clint Eastwood. Oh, see? Yeah.
You want to watch some Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
Spaghetti westerns.
Although, you know, the thing is, those spaghetti westerns are an acquired taste. It is not what you're going to expect. When you watch Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, it is not like Unforgiven or Young Guns, like to use a modern western that's got sort of that youthful, you know, pacing and vitality to it. It's a whole different tone. And, you know.
Well, maybe I might like the spaghetti westerns.
Yeah.
And not those.
Can't wait to find out.
I know.
On your Letterboxd.
I know.
Okay. Why? You guys can still hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I know it's not letting me adjust the comments now. So
that's weird.
That's weird. It's lagging on me, everybody. It's okay. We'll roll with it. We'll figure it out.
Trying to get Adrian's point across. Clint Eastwood, John Wayne.
John Wayne.
Yeah, Adrian's
Let's start with the Eastwood.
Yeah, Adrian's comment's gonna stay there, I guess. Because I can't click it away. Adrian's comment's gonna be there the whole night, everybody.
All right, we're moving on to science fiction, but let's keep that up.
That's okay.
Sometimes that's the best thing to do.
All right, guys. Now that he's gone, I'll go take over the ship now. Tim. Oh my God, we're all leaving. Guys, we have to keep the show rolling. All right. So, baby, with this whole.
Okay, I'm back.
You got to bring.
We got to bring back Mika.
We lost a couple people
and
though.
Tim.
Here we go. I don't know what my computer freaked out on me.
You got to get Mika. She's probably down there too.
Okay. Okay, we got everybody back. I don't know what happened. Like only 3 people like stayed in there. Like I don't know what was going on.
I know. We were like, do we keep going? Now I don't know.
It's out.
And Mike, if you don't know, you can actually click and grab and move people around if you want to get them in the same order.
Yeah,
if it doesn't matter, leave us. But if you want them in the same order, you just click and move the square.
Yes. Okay.
There you go.
So Fish was there and Tim was over here. Okay, there we go. All right. Well, perfect. I guess we are moving on to our
where were we?
Goal here. Third goal. Yes, we are all in our third one. And Tim. Take it away.
So this is simultaneously a watching goal and a collecting goal. I have never actually succeeded on collecting one actor's filmography, and I want to do it for an actor and an actress this year. I figure I already buy tons of movies. Why not specifically go for something? So I want to collect all of Bruce Campbell's movies and watch ones that I have not seen. And I would like to collect all of Audrey Hepburn's and watch ones I haven't seen. Audrey is more doable. She's only 32 movies or something like that, and not even all of them are available. Bruce is a little bit harder, but yeah, I think that would be a lot of fun. Try to collect one of my favorite actresses and actors and watch some of the stuff I just haven't gotten around to.
I like that.
Do you know about how many movies each of them have, or?
Audrey is something that's like 32 or 34. Bruce, I want to do the TV shows and stuff too. Bruce he's I think more around like 100 when you throw in all his TV appearances and stuff.
Wow. Oh,
now, Tim, weren't you already on the path to get all the Bruce Campbell stuff?
I was already working on it, but I would actually like to do it this year, like complete it.
Now you mean business.
Tim, you know one of my favorite shows because I own that is Xena. So you gonna get some Xena because you know he was
And Xena, it's not even like he was just a one-off. Like he was on
a couple.
He's in quite a bit of the show.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And he crosses into Hercules.
Yep.
So, yeah, I want all of that stuff. I want anything he was in that's available. I want to get it.
Yeah, that's available. That's the key.
Yeah.
That's going to be a huge collection, buddy.
I have one of his obscure movies on DVD, so if you can find it, let me know.
All right, KB, what do you got?
Moontrap?
No, it's not Moontrap.
Moontrap is crazy.
My number 3, I need a little backup here. So when I did a conversation with AJ Reacts, he has this thing that he does on Instagram called 100 Films I Missed. I don't know when he started or how far he is in the process, but I mentioned to him that I would like to start doing the same thing. So during that conversation, he kind of laid the ground rules and everything. But, it's 100 films, and I'm not going to do that in 52 weeks. So what I would like to do, my number 3 goal, is watch at least half of my 100 films I missed. So that could be anything from movies that I missed last year or something like The French Dispatch, all the way up to movies that other people recommended, especially in the conversation. So like Tim recommended Oculus, and Mika, you recommended Resurrection. So, those are 2 examples of films that I would want to watch and then have a conversation with you about those films. So I want to do at least about 50 or so.
Ooh, love that.
Nice. I like that.
That's good.
Told you I had this list since last year. You're just perfect timing, Mike.
I'm going to be taken from everybody's list.
Please do. It's awesome.
Huck, I think you're muted. Lots of technical issues tonight, everybody. Very sorry.
Just move on. The joke is over.
It was a silent movie, okay, Huck?
It was. There you go.
There you go. Good dedication.
I'm trying to get Tim in the mood by, reading lips.
Just giving you a preview. Right?
Here comes the subtitle. No. No, I was just telling KB, I feel like we must have called each other beforehand. Because you're with somebody, that's all I'm saying. Wait till you get to me.
Number 2 is going to be a reference back to you. So just
nice. So just say your next one is Huck's next one.
Yeah, it's Huck's 5th one.
But Mika.
All right, Mika, what do we got?
Okay, so my 3rd one is if you kind of follow us on Instagram with our Double Feet podcast, we've been doing theme months, which I've been liking to do because it's kind of letting us tap into different genres each month. And so a big one is because I do that with TV. I watch a lot of foreign TV shows. I just feel like it's better writing all across the board. But I want to get more into foreign films. So I have tapped in a little bit like into Asian cinema and things in Norwegian films. But I really want to kind of do a focus on more foreign film and kind of tapping into different countries. So that's a big thing. And I'm looking at maybe doing a theme month where I kind of tackle that. But really more foreign films I want to get into this year.
Nice. You said for Norwegian, I love those Scandinavian countries that like Denmark has good movies. Norway has crazy good movies. I really like their stuff. So
and I love their TV shows, and that's why I said I just want to get a little bit more into exploring the films. So that's a big goal.
I can't remember the name of the darn show now. There was a really good show on like Netflix that was from Norway about finding a killer at like an Arctic base. It was really freaking good, and I can't remember the name of it now.
What was it? No, it wasn't it.
That sounds like The Thing. But...
Was that Fortitude? No, Fortitude wasn't. No, that wasn't. I don't think
there was But Mike, it wasn't like a sci-fi based thing. It was a crew, and they were trapped at like this base because it's the middle of winter in the Arctic. It was good. I liked it. I don't remember the name of it now. It was on Netflix, I think. I'll have to find what it was, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the writing is so good. Like I tell you, for TV shows like the British, the like Australia, New Zealand, like all this, the writing is so good for these TV shows. I'm like, oh, the films. And when I watch some of the films, I'm just like, amazing. So I want to do more of that.
A lot of them need government approval to get made, so they're not just turning in, garbage or whatever. So knowing that the quality of what they put out will kind of garnish how much money they get for their project. They put out some pretty stellar stuff. I'm big on like the UK stuff is like
oh my God,
really good.
Like one TV show, side note, you guys, if you guys haven't watched this TV show, I didn't know, Happy Valley with Sarah Lancashire.
I would recommend Luther with Idris Elba.
I feel like the British they have me sold with the TV.
All right.
Just in time, because Amazon must have delivered a movie. My dog was going crazy. So it's a hell of a day here at the Huck House. All right. So number 3, KB. Stop peeking at my pad. It's similar, not quite your pick the 100, but it is what I want to do is take recommendations from people. I love sort of I've come across some real good movies. In fact, Tim, I pointed this out. I got this on my to watch list. I picked this up because of you, buddy.
Excellent.
Very
that,
good.
and then I picked this one up as well to go with the Hitchcock, right?
That's a good
one.
Yeah,
and I'm not, yeah, and I've said on my channel before, I don't like blind buying stuff. I'm not a fan of that. So it has to really, I got to really feel it if I'm going to be spending, good money on these two. Others, maybe I'll even seek them out on streaming. I'm okay. It's not that I have to buy them. I got to tell myself this isn't about buying the things you haven't seen, but watching films that people are recommending. Like a lot of people, and we won't go down this path, but I was there. A lot of people were recommending and saying how great Banshees of Inisherin was, and I watched it. There you go. I watched it. It's okay. It's okay. Like, it's good. It's a great acting piece. Is it Best Picture? No, but it's a really great acting piece. So, and is it a comedy? Debatable. So knock it off with. It's funny. It's not funny. It's dark.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Funny.
It's dark funny.
It's really, yeah. Well, I mean, anyway, we got to do a review on that movie because there's a lot to unpack with it. But yeah.
But Huck, I am glad that you did mention that movie though, because I was just about to buy the Blu-ray, but then I remembered Huck say he wasn't the biggest fan of that one, so I'm like, maybe I should stream it first.
Look, I feel like I'm in the minority with that. A lot of people are like Tim, everyone says it's funny, it's best movie. I'm not on board with that type of accolade for this film. It's good. It's not the best. Like, I still think filmmaking wise, Everything Everywhere All at Once knocks it out of the park. It does more. It takes more gambles, it has more ambition. It's got Michelle Yeoh and Ki-Yu Kwan. I mean, it's not a debate for me. So sorry. Calm down, Huck. Hang on.
I haven't seen it yet, but no, nothing so far to me has topped my Everything Everywhere All at Once. I just love that. Yeah. And Michelle, it's my wife in another life.
I'm telling you. Mika, if you like me, this movie will not sway your opinion about Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Okay. It's on my list though, because I've been hearing people, a lot of people watching it. So I haven't seen it.
But that is what I'm loving about. That's the whole thing about this, right, guys? It's like taking suggestions and hearing what people think, and then you dive onto it. You got to be careful though, because you get onto it and the expectations here. So maybe proceed with each recommendation with sort of a no expectation, but know that it came with a nice recommendation. So yeah,
I like that.
All right, Fish, what do we got?
This is a director that I discovered last year. I bought a couple of his movies. I didn't even grab them. Sorry. But The Apartment and Some Like It Hot are 2 first-time watches for me. I also grabbed Double Indemnity from the Criterion Collection. I really want to dive into Billy Wilder's filmography a lot more. I have not done a whole lot of research about some other stuff, but I know he's worked with Jack Lemmon quite a bit, Walter Matthau, some of those 60s movies back in the day. So I really want to dive into Billy Wilder's stuff. I really enjoyed The Apartment, Some Like It Hot. Double Indemnity, you know, completely different from the other 2. Film noir, completely different feel and everything. So I really want to dive into his filmography to see where it takes me. So if any of you guys have recommendations on some really good Billy Wilder stuff, I'll be glad to take them.
Sabrina.
Yeah.
Sabrina. Oh, yeah.
Later work.
Harrison Ford was great in that.
I like that one too.
Also, The Lost Weekend.
Everybody's like, crickets, fine. What is that?
I know,
It's about getting pretty for 1945, kind of dark, but getting like blackout drunk, not remembering what the heck happened. But it's not a comedy.
No,
Are you
yeah,
sure?
no, it doesn't have to be. Like I said, you know,
That was
Double Indemnity
hilarious,
is not a comedy, but
Oh,
But,
Sunset
yeah.
Boulevard. How could we forget that?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Taking
yeah.
the whole- I'm looking at the list now. Yeah. Some Like It Hot.
Yeah, we may have a similar
Oh,
list
oh.
to dive onto.
Yeah.
Sabrina though is Sabrina's really good.
it's Humphrey Bogart and Audrey, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I've only seen the Harrison Ford, Greg Kinnear. What was that? Julia Ormond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good one too.
Salt Lake 17 with William Holden. That's a good one.
Yeah, I've heard of some of them, but yeah, like I said, I haven't really just discovered him last year, so I really enjoyed some the 3 that I've seen. So I really want to branch out and see what else he's got.
He did a good job at dealing with kind of darker tones for like the time period. Is even some of the tones on what he's talking about in The Apartment is ahead of its time. It's basically an apartment for a bunch of people to have affairs in. It's,
Right.
Yeah, it's ahead of its time.
All right. So moving on to my third goal here. I want to see every Best Picture winner. So I got to get through all of those. A lot of them to cover, but I think I'm about halfway. I've seen 51 Best Picture winners. So I have to get through them all, but some of them are going to be tough, like The Artist. I'm going to have to go back to, but that I'll probably save for the last one and any other silent one. I have seen Wings. That was a tough one to get through. But any of the silent ones I will have to save for the end.
Well, there's only one, so Wings is it for silent.
And The Artist, so okay.
Well, yeah, the artist technically there's one spoken word or something,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's otherwise though that was the only silent film before they switched over to talkies. So
Yeah, Broadway Melody and on it's all talkies.
That's good because I mean the most of the Best Picture winners I've seen, like all of them have been like good to great movies, except for like one I watched recently, Ordinary People. I think I have to go back and rewatch that one because that one wasn't doing it for me. So I don't know if I was in a good like headspace for that, but most of them I've seen have been really good.
I hope we get Coda one day.
Ooh.
That'd be nice to own.
Yeah, I would love if they did like a volume box set too of all the Best Picture winners because they did a Blu-ray set that came with like 10 of them. I thought they were going to continue that and give us like a whole bunch of different volumes, but they never continued it. So
yeah, studio wise, that would be.
I was going to say.
Licensing.
Yeah. So the 10 that were in the box, Mike, were they of the same studio or were they mixed? Because there's a great 10 set from Paramount that's out. You can get that. And then I think Warner Brothers has a set of 20 that's out.
Yeah.
So you can sort of like
a little bit.
Yeah, you can sort of through a side route do that, but
Yeah, Derek's little streams that he's had lately are helping me knock some of those out. The 90s right now, with the 2000s, I've been watching past couple days, a lot of 2000s Best Picture nominees. So yeah, that's helping me knock out some Best Picture stuff.
Yeah, that helped me too. Like I finished up the 90s ones. I'm like, oh, I missed a couple 90s ones. Let me go and finish those up before that stream. So I'm like, okay, I knocked all those ones out now.
Shakespeare in Love is so good, right?
I did
good
not
marketing campaign.
really care for that one.
Really good marketing campaign. That's all it is.
Yeah, and I didn't get it was a comedy. Apparently, it's a comedy, and I wasn't laughing at all.
Neither did they.
It was okay, but I'm like, really, this one Best Picture?
Yeah, you know, I love it. It's one of my favorite movies, but Best Picture, yeah.
Solo.
All right, got
Right?
Vinicio in here. I'm late. I'm sorry. What's up, everyone?
Hey,
Vinicio. Mira saying, Tim, I have the same goal for Aubrey.
Awesome.
Audrey, yes.
That's great.
And
Got mid-level media in here. What up, y'all? What's up, mid-level? Everybody's saying hello to Kenny. Let's see. Venancio saying J horror and Italian horror is amazing.
I cannot.
What's
I
J-horror?
have a hard time with Italian horror, man.
Is that Japanese horror? J horror?
Yeah.
J horror is Japanese.
People keep talking about like the giallos and other Italian horror, and I have a hard time. I try and just they don't click.
Alex was thinking the same thing as me. Killer at an Arctic base. The Thing.
I was like water too, but I don't think that's Norwegian.
I have to look in my past like watch list to see what it was.
And then Evil Kangaroo saying, hey, Mike and all, it's been a while. Yes, it's been a little while. Thank you so much for stopping by the stream. Kenny saying, is there a different Kenny? Yes, there's mid-level media is also Kenny. What up, Kenny too?
What a
Kenny's there. Mira says, I watched the movie This Is England and its 3 sequel TV shows today. What an emotional yet funny ride. Highly recommend if you like British stuff.
You know, and side note, you know what I love about the British? Well, I love and hate. I love that they wrap it up, so you're not going to have this like 24 episode season, so they can like wrap it up in 3 episodes. But sometimes for seasons, like Happy Valley that just came back, took 7 years for the 3rd season, but it kind of wraps into the story.
6 episodes.
Yeah, that's it. Or like 3 episodes, and that's it.
That's half a series. They don't even call it season, series.
I know Tim's going to be a fan of this comment. I recently watched See How They Run. I see many flaws with the movie, but I had such a fun time watching it. I really like Constable Stalker.
Yeah, it's not a movie that like reinvents the wheel or anything. It's just a fun whodunit movie. I just had a good time with it.
Yeah, see, that's one I did not care for when I saw it in theaters. I'm like,
I really enjoyed it.
But it's because I felt like I saw like so many of those kinds of movies that year. I felt like 3 of them just blurred together for me.
I felt like Cerise kind of blew me away because that was so different than anything else she's done, really. She just had a good time with it. I don't know.
See, now that I saw that trailer and it looked like a good time. Sam Rockwell, Saoirse Ronan, just running around like doing crazy things. Yeah.
Sam Rockwell kind of plays the straight man, which is also kind of different for him. So Cerise is the comedy in that movie, which is not what I expected.
Vinicio says, I got to say, this is a great panel for sure.
Thank you, Vinicio.
Kenny says, I think Banshees of Inisherin was great. Top 3 movies of the year for me. Definitely deserves a Best Picture for me. Ooh, see? A lot of people are saying that. I haven't seen it yet.
Nope.
That was so hyped up.
Nope. Would you not even have it in the 10? Like,
no. I would have it in the 10 because look, if you look at how the Oscars has been going of late, a lot of that type of film. I mean, look, even like Nomadland was not a feel-good movie at all. Not that they all have to be, but you know what I mean? Like it was a real downer, and that won Best Picture. So, like blockbusters just elude the Oscars now. Really, like the last 2 in recent memory is Titanic and Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. Everything else has been pretty much independent type feeling films. So yeah, I think it totally stands its own and is one of those type of films that would be nominated. Absolutely. But, because it's interesting, it's good, it's offbeat, it's quirky. But I don't know. I just feel like for me, as long as we're on the topic, has the Oscar for Best Picture become something else? I feel like it used to sort of stand for sort of epic or, like big scope, like The Last Emperor or, things like that. And it's just not that anymore. It hasn't been that, I feel like, since kind of after Return of the King. Like they wanted to get back to sort of their grassroots of let's get back to some smaller movies, which is weird because a lot of the winners aren't always small movies, but that's where they're at right now.
Well, they don't make a lot of those epic movies, and the ones that do, we end up getting things like Amsterdam. So it's like
right. But I also feel like that's also why we're not going to see Top Gun Maverick win the Oscar, even though it did one thing none of these other films have done, which is not none, but Everything Everywhere All at Once is probably the exception in there, brought people's butts back into the cinema. Yeah. And I feel like that needs recognition as well.
And horror.
I feel like you might be writing Top Gun off, though.
I'm not writing it off. I'm not.
Yeah,
the Academy is.
I don't know.
I think it might get a Best Picture nomination for the Oscars.
It'll get nominated.
Well, yeah, because they got to get people to watch the Oscars, so we'll get a nomination.
That's exactly what I was about to say. They're lacking ratings. It's been all their nominations. It's just like I don't want to watch that. I don't really care if sorry to say if Coda wins or or something really emotional or something like that. Well, I'm not saying me. I'm saying people in general.
Oh no, I haven't watched them in a long. I just do like recaps now.
That's the thing. It's like people are like, yeah, I really don't care anymore if that wins or they win or that or I didn't watch it. I didn't want to go see it. I have no investment in seeing it. Like, yeah, I'm not sitting here for 3 hours. So yeah.
Code is also a better movie than other movies. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
All right, Evil Kangaroo says, "Yo, Huck, if you're looking for a recommendation, I know it's not a movie, but there's a miniseries on Netflix called Haunting of Hill House. It's seriously a perfect show, in my opinion. Great horror and drama."
Cool. Sounds good.
I agree with that.
Haunting of Hill House. Yeah, I saw Haunting of Hill House.
Yeah.
Mike Flanagan.
All these down.
Mm-hmm.
Watch anything Mike Flanagan.
Mira says, "Fish, I recommend Irma La Douche from Billy Wilder, Jack Lemmon, and Shirley MacLaine."
Okay.
All right, let's see where we're at. Let's see. Let's go here. Mira says, "And guys, Squid Game. Have you watched it, Mika? You are into horror and want to watch more foreign stuff."
Yeah, and I just finished it. Dave for Durant Cinema, he just checked on me because he had recommended that, and we had started the first episode, but nope, I finished it. Really good.
Evil Kangaroo says, "Some of my goals for 2023 are Mission Impossible franchise, so same like me, X and Pearl. Maybe finish the Kung Fu Panda movie. I actually need to see those movies. I've never seen any of them. Everything in the Conjuring universe and almost anything Mike Flanagan directed."
Yeah. I don't think Mike Flanagan will. To me, he hasn't missed yet.
I haven't seen a whole lot from what I've seen. It's been great.
I love him.
Guess as another Billy Wilder movie is that It's Good as 1, 2, 3. Let's see. Mira says, "This Is England is a movie plus 3 sequels, which are all like 3 hours each, but it will leave you wanting more."
Don't you love that feeling when you want more?
They do.
Yeah.
Probably my car did that for me.
And Mid-Level Media says, "The 90s definitely went for the larger-than-life movies like Silence of the Lambs, Forrest Gump, Titanic. But the 80s was almost all artsy-fartsy." Yeah, I need to go through a lot of the 80s ones. There's a few 80 ones I'm missing. 90s were great, though. 90s were awesome for best picture. Yeah, and nominees, too.
We don't have enough of those.
Yeah, I really enjoyed revisiting all that 90s stuff. A lot of it I hadn't seen, so a lot of the English films, particularly, I hadn't seen. So that was really fun to check those out.
All right, we're gonna get into our. Oh yeah, go for it.
Would you consider something like Spotlight artsy fartsy though? Because I like that was a cool win, I thought, and I felt like that was a pretty general, everybody big blockbustery type I don't know.
It's just not
It didn't feel
something
artsy. It didn't feel artsy fartsy. Like it was accessible. It was great cast.
Yeah, it was ensemble. I wouldn't say it was blockbuster, but it's definitely an ensemble piece. I like good ensemble pieces too, but it's too bad that Amsterdam. It looks like that would be it. Like last year, I like Nightmare Alley. I thought that was a great, but that didn't click with a lot of people.
Yeah, Amsterdam was no.
I haven't seen Amsterdam.
No. I was gonna say that movie that just recently came out, She Said, reminded me a lot of Spotlight. Movies that I enjoyed when I first saw it, but rewatchability is extremely low. I wouldn't rewatch either movie.
All right, as we get into our second goal here, remember, if you're visiting the channel for the first time, make sure you smash that subscribe button. Of course, keep smashing that like and leaving those comments. We appreciate all the interactivity tonight, so thank you so much for those comments so far. Also, everybody's links are in the description below, so make sure you visit their channel as well. And of course, enjoy all their amazing content. So getting into our second goal here, Tim, what do we got?
Well, this would be a goal for November, but Noir November. I've never done it before. So I have a ton of noir to get through.
Wow.
It's a genre I really like, and I've seen a good chunk of, but there's just so much. I mean, the 30s and 40s and 50s are just absolutely riddled with noir movies, like a ridiculous amount. Tons of stuff that's never even hit Blu-ray yet. So even though I've seen a lot, I haven't even scratched the surface. There are so freaking many of them. So I would actually like to participate in November and watch pretty much that type of genre.
Ask them on when you're done, please. One of my favorite genres.
We did that for November, Tim. Yeah. So the noir. We did a November. Yeah.
There's so many.
Does one of those have Blue Steel with Jamie Lee Curtis? One of those sets?
No, I do have that though. That's in that new imprint set. Yeah, I do have it though.
I'd like to revisit that. I kind of remember liking it, but it's been forever.
I enjoyed that one.
These sets are some of the best bargain you can possibly buy for anyone that likes the 30s, 40s type ones. These sets are ridiculously cheap. Like you get them for like $20, and these are movies that aren't released any other. Like there's just this one Blu-ray release for them. You know what I mean? So yeah, they're well worth it.
All right, and then KB, what do we got?
This goes back to Huck's fifth one. Besides Hitchcock, my other favorite director is Martin Scorsese. So just like I did 2 years ago with Hitchcock, I want to collect, upgrade, and rewatch every feature, documentary, and short made by Martin Scorsese. I have about 20 of them. There's a little over 40, and then his new movie drops this year. So whenever that's happening is probably when I'll do the watch, make it a Uncle Marty month or something like that. But as I see specials throughout the year, I'm just going to upgrade DVDs to Blu-rays or Blu-rays to 4Ks and have my complete set of Uncle Marty movies.
Uncle Marty.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'll definitely be putting together like a Scorsese ranking once we get closer to that new release, because that's going to help me too catch up on some Scorsese films. Because I've only seen like the newer mainstream ones, so I got to get caught up myself.
I'll drop you the feature list.
All right, Mika, what do we got?
Okay, so one of the things that the Double and I would really like to get going this year is we love books, so we're always reading books, and we participate in a couple of book clubs. But we want to start. Our plan is to start kind of a similar, like a movie book club, where we pick a film each month and kind of get some people together to kind of dissect that film and maybe breaking it down scene by scene, or taking away some points and questions. So we're kind of working on that. So I'm trying to develop, like I said, a film book club, if that makes sense.
Nice.
So a movie club.
Yeah, but like on one particular film each month, Having people participate. We kind of have some questions, kind of dissecting some scenes, some quotes. So that's kind of what we're trying to hope to do.
Mika, you totally read my mind on that. I'm like, I'm gonna start a movie club in the summer. I'm gonna get it going. I'm like thinking the same there. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, movie clubs are fun.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Huck, what do we got?
So, I do love that you said that too, because my wife and her friends have a book club. Is exactly what you're saying, and I keep looking at my friends, going, "So, we're doing a movie club?" That'd be much more my speed. So maybe I'll join you. All right. So this next one, a bit different from the getting recommendations. That's just something I like to take from people. So my number 2 is I want to take each genre, and I'm not going to go insane, but it'll be like an action, horror, comedy, drama, sci-fi, maybe superhero, musical, western, right? Grab each of the main genres and pick 3 movies in those genres I've never seen. And so that'll be a way to sort of do the old movies I've never seen, but really focus it on a certain genre. So that way, if I can just, for that week, I'll be like, okay, this is Western week. This is sci-fi week. I just try to find those ones that are highly touted as being some of the best, and visit those and see how I feel about those films. Because I feel like I have holes in every genre, so Marty was sort of like his own little, hole that I haven't really seen a lot of his stuff, or if I have, it didn't click with me. I passed, I have the same sort of experience with Kubrick. It's funny. A lot of his stuff I think Shining's a good movie. I just don't quite think it's like super masterpiece like people say it is. Whereas like when I revisited Psycho last year, wow. All I can say is wow. It absolutely holds up. It's so good. Tony Perkins, his performance in that is unreal. Like how he did he get nominated, KB, for that? Because that was an impeccable performance.
Yeah.
So that's what I hope to experience. Yeah. With my top 3 in each genre.
I like that. That's good.
I like that idea.
You got to do horror. Did you say horror, Huck?
Oh yes, ma'am. And I might need some Mika recommendations. It'll be my whole Mika top 3. You and your twin can 1 and 1 and then combo. Let's go. I'll do it. I'll take it from you.
All right, Fish.
All right. Well, there's been a documentary that I've been watching for a very long time. I have the DVD, and it just came out in a 4K, and it's Sony Pictures, the Sony set. Yeah, the 30 years, the Sony Pictures Classics. The Celluloid Closet. It goes from silent films to films in the 90s that feature gay characters or characters that appear to be gay. So I have over the years watched it a couple times and been writing movies down that I want to, but I haven't watched in there. That's my number 2, is to watch a lot more movies out of that documentary. Like I've never seen Rebecca. I've never seen Rebel Without a Cause. Just certain things. Just movies from that documentary that I really want to check out. Some of the 80s and 90s stuff I've never seen, but yeah, I've got a couple of movies that I bought recently that I do want to check out. Like, what did I watch? I watched Rope recently, which was fantastic. I really enjoyed that. There's The Detective with Frank Sinatra. I heard was really good. But yes, movies from that documentary that I really want to focus on and dive into and check out.
Is Desert Hearts in that documentary? Because that's really,
I believe it is. Yes, Desert Hearts. Yeah. There's oh gosh, there's so many movies in that.
There's a lot of movies in that.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. If you haven't seen that documentary, check it out. It's fantastic. If you have that set, definitely check it out. It's like I said, it goes from silent film all the way through the 90s, or mostly through the 90s. Like there's Daniel Day-Lewis movie. Was it my oh my gosh. Laundrette, my
beautiful laundrette.
My beautiful laundrette. Yes, I want to check that out. So just all kinds of movies. Boys in the Band, things like that. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm almost through that box set. There's only a couple titles left, and that's one I still need to see out of that.
Yeah, it's great. It touches on a lot of things. Has a great interviews in there. Lily Tomlin narrates. It's fantastic.
Wow.
All right, and then my number 2 goal. This is another director's filmography I really need to go into because I don't think I've seen any of their films, and this is Wes Anderson. I've heard a lot of great things about Wes Anderson, but I haven't seen any Wes Anderson movies, so I need to see like The Royal Tenenbaums, Fantastic Mr. Fox, and maybe you all can give me some more recommendations in there too. I think Rushmore's another one, but any of you guys can give some Wes Anderson recommendations, because I don't think I've seen any of the Wes Anderson films.
He is such a vibe. He's his own vibe.
Mhm.
You could use his own genre.
Did he do I Heart Huckabees? Or was that somebody else?
I don't think so.
Okay. I might be thinking.
He only has like 10 movies, but the way people talk about them,
that
you
is
think he
his
has like
vibe, though.
30. And he has 2 coming out this year, so.
Bottle Rocket says, though,
Yeah.
right? Isn't that one of his first? Yeah.
Most
Yeah,
of
and
them are
everybody's always
Criterion.
saying great things about him, so I don't know. I don't know if it's been too hyped up, but
It's
Oh.
I think it's more so. I mean, he has really quirky dialogue, but
Mhm.
his movies visually are.
Mhm.
He has a very specific style, very colorful. Visually his movies they look great. I don't
Mike, have you-
always
oh, go
dig
ahead.
them, but
Yeah.
they look great.
I feel like he's sort of like, oh, that's David O. Russell.
That's David O. Russell. Yeah, sorry about that. I think they came around the same time, and I don't know. For some reason, they gave me that kind of.
Yeah, I can see
feel.
that.
Yeah.
Mike, have you seen Harold and Maude?
nope.
Okay, I was about to say, the person that directed that was Hal Ashby. Wes Anderson is basically the love child of Hal Ashby and Stanley Kubrick. So he gets his,
I've seen a lot of Stanley Kubrick.
yeah, he gets his symmetrical style from Kubrick, where everything is like literally symmetrical in the frame, but the comedy and the comedic timing and the quirkiness is all like a Hal Ashby movie.
So it's a lot of comedy movies then.
Yeah, kind of quirky comedy.
Yeah,
very, very
kind of.
quirky.
quirky
They're,
comedy.
they're as funny as Banshees of Inisherin. Yeah.
I would not say that. I would say it's funnier than that.
I mean, if that made you laugh, Wes Anderson sure as hell will.
Banshees did make me laugh though. Like
The dog backing out of the house was the only real laugh I had.
All right, we got Alex saying I like artsy fartsy. Let's see. We got Kenny saying Hush had potential, but I don't think it delivered.
Ooh, I loved Hush.
We got
That was a good home
Evan
invasion
Hill
movie.
saying Tim, if you had to suggest one of those noir sets, which would it be?
Well, I mean, I haven't dug into enough of the Kino ones besides like a title here or there. Personally, just because I have actually seen a chunk of these, and you can't go wrong with Bogart. You can't.
Is that all Bogart in that one?
It's not all. It's just a chunk of his stuff from Columbia. It's
Sweet.
not all.
Oh, that's nice. Okay.
I remember when you bought that on a live stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gus says, laugh out loud, Tim. I have the same problem. I have all the noir box sets from Kino and the Western box sets from Kino.
There's such an economical price. It's crazy. Like if you like those type of movies, you can't go wrong with those sets.
All right, now we're getting into our first goal. Yay, number 1 goal. All right, Tim, what do we got?
Okay, so I watch lots of 30s through 60s. They all have a certain feel to them. I love the 80s, the 90s, 2000s I lived through, but 2000s kind of suck, but whatever. The 70s, though, are a decade that I've seen the big stuff. Like I've seen, Chinatown and Godfather and Jaws and Alien, like all the big stuff. But I haven't dived into tons of the more mid-tier stuff from the 70s. Like really, there's a lot of 70s stuff I have not seen. So I'd actually like to dive more into the 70s because for some reason I just kind of stopped at the 60s and restarted at the 80s, and I've only really watched the big blockbustery type stuff of the 70s, and that's about it.
Sounds good. Like Easy Rider. Have you seen Easy Rider?
No.
Yes, that's a perfect one to throw in there.
French Connection.
I saw French Connection.
So yeah, to me, the 70s are one I haven't delved into a lot. It seems a lot more gritty.
I think that was kind of so. I love fun. Like you get a lot of fun with like 50s and 60s. You get fun in the 80s. You get fun in the 90s. 70s never gave.
You don't get a lot of fun.
So,
no, you don't.
I think that's why I never really gravitated towards 70s. Besides, like the big blockbusters that you gotta see, but it didn't scream like this is a fun decade. So I don't know. That's why I haven't seen a ton of stuff, but I should see more because a lot of people consider the 70s the best decade, and it's the one I've seen probably the least amount from.
The 70s best picture winners are all good. I will say that.
The 70s is also known for its very unique editing pace. The 70s movies are fairly slow pace. The one movie I feel like that sort of bucks the whole system is Star Wars. For a movie to come out like that in 77 and be edited as fast and like that it's not quite the style from the 70s. So, one word that symbolizes 70s is patience. I think, yeah, like Godfather. Godfather's great, but it's patience when you watch that.
I love the Godfathers, but there's just, like I said, I think it's more of the not the stuff that everybody talks about, more like the underneath those big blockbusters like Alien and Jaws and stuff. Those like Easy Rider isn't on the same level of talked about as Jaws and Godfather and Alien. So like it's those second tier stuff I need to see.
That sounds fun.
All right, KB, what do we got?
Well, this one is movie related. As many of you know, I just moved, and one of the perks of my new home is I have a finished basement, which is going to become my media room.
No way.
I say that in future tense because I haven't set that up yet. So no shelves are up yet. My movies are all in bins and boxes still. I didn't order my TV or my surround sound yet because I'm getting that all brand new. So my number one and the biggest movie related one for me is set up my media room.
Oh, I love that.
It's kind of crazy because I have the budget ready, but it's just a matter of execution. And that's why some of you might have seen on Instagram, I put out the thing about what kind of shelving should I get? Should I get custom shelving? It's all related to my top goal, which is create this media room. It's something that I've wanted for over 25 years of my life, and I finally have the space to do it. No living room, no converted bedroom, but it's going to be a big task, but I'm looking forward to it.
And congratulations on the new house and the move-in too, KB.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
There's as a movie fan, setting up your movie room is one of the most fun and exhilarating times. Like you have that blank canvas. It's like, how am I setting this all up? And I will say, I'm the type, I've changed mine so many freaking times. I'm not happy ever. But hopefully you find something that works well for you. But yeah, it's fun toiling around and switching things. I love it.
Yeah. I mean, I already know I have to do it in stages. So initially I'm going to get like chase loungers to just like chill and hang out. But eventually I'm going to want movie chairs. So I'll mix and match it. How am I going to change and adjust the distance and so forth? And, it's going to be fun, but it's going to be a lot.
That's cool.
Nice.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people would love to have that. So I'm going to take my time with it.
All right, Mika, what do we got?
Okay, so mine was kind of similar to yells a bit, Mike, with like when you talked about the top 100 list, but I've to kind of incorporate that a little bit. I've been doing. I don't know if anyone has heard about that book, the 52-week movie challenge. Yeah, so I've just been doing that, which has been really, really fun. And I've been kind of, besides Letterboxd, maybe because of I've been actually doing that. And it's so cool because it'll prompt you each week to do kind of like a low budget movie or like a best picture movie the next week. And then a book that's adapted from a film that's adapted from a book this week. And you do it all 52 weeks throughout the year. So I've been loving it because it kind of prompts you and you kind of get a taste of every kind of genre or different type of film. So that's kind of been what I've been incorporating and hope to get it complete for the whole year.
That's cool.
Nice.
That sounds fun.
Oh yeah, it's been fun. Yeah, because it really makes you think. You know what I mean? Then you got to kind of figure out how you're going to do the movie. But yeah, I've been enjoying it.
Well, at least it gives you like a point to start, because sometimes I'm just sitting over there staring at these things all night long. I'm sitting over here for an hour. I'm just like, what? Just something yell at me, something grab me. And then it's like, all right, well.
Yeah.
Challenges really help.
Yeah.
You ever run across that where like, I want to watch something new, but I also don't want to potentially pick something that isn't going to click with me. So it's like, well, I'm just going to default to Jurassic Park or whatever. You know what I mean? It's just
that was me this morning. I'm like, I don't want to gamble on something new. I'm like, I'm just playing Top Gun Maverick again. I'm like,
See,
that's what the themes are good, because I will say, like with my horror, I can do kind of films I've seen, because you guys know me. I don't really buy anything unless I've seen it. But for the podcast is really good. It makes me watch a new film a day because it's a film I haven't seen. So I do try to do that every day, just to try to watch something new, which is really good.
All right, Huck, what do we got?
I admire anybody that's got the time to watch something brand new every day. I don't know, when you're a kid, I don't know.
No kids.
You only got a few more years, man.
God bless you, Mika.
I got cats.
Yeah, there you go. It's funny because it's literally my top one is it's literally one or the other, exactly what you're doing. There's a friend of mine on Facebook. He's called Annie versus Hollywood, and he challenged me to that very same thing you just said, which is the 52 films a week. I thought I was going to get something no one had brought up, but it's all right. And it's such a fun challenge because they have specific genres per week. Like this one's the big budget but low box office return movie. And so like his pick was Tomorrowland, that Disney movie. So I want to try to really keep on that as a challenge throughout the year. I'm with you, Mika. So if you're doing it, I'm also going to be doing it. So be curious to see how we do in the end. And it's only week 3, so now's the time to really get on board and stay on top of it. If the whole month of January goes by, then it starts to like you lose the connective tissue to keep doing it. So the only other backup to that, if I can't stay on top of it because of life and job and work, would just be KB, one of yours from earlier, is go to the movies, into the cinema more, which I didn't do as much as I'd like. But the reason that's not totally my number one is because of the things we said, which is I don't like distractions. I don't like lit up cell phones. I don't want you. But that said, my cinema's got these new great chairs, that recline and the feet go up, and it's like cushy. It's cushy stuff, man. It's like having like your home theater now, KB. And you got cup holder. It's even got like a little table that swings out and you put all your goodies on it. What? Like, yes, please. So if I can go to that cinema, like if I just sort of maybe pick that as my cinema, because they don't all have that, then maybe that'll get me to go more, because people seem to be better at that theater. And so until they stop being good at that theater, then I'm just be done with cinemas, Mike, I admire you. You get out there no matter what, people are there distracting you and whatnot. So yeah, number one is staying to that 52 challenge. If not, go to the cinemas more.
Yeah, some theater experiences are definitely interesting. I've seen a lot of stuff go down in theaters, and I'm like, what did I just witness? Like, I didn't even think this could happen.
That lady giving birth in the front row.
No etiquette.
Yeah.
No, I know, right?
Oh my goodness.
speakerphone. Come on, man.
That was crazy.
That was crazy. I've never seen that before in my life.
That's amazing.
And it was during that last part, if you stayed for, I'm not going to give a spoiler, but if you stayed for the end of Wakanda Forever, the last part,
right?
Like I was missing that.
The moment you were missing the moment. Thanks, AT&T.
All right, Fish. What do we got?
Okay, this is a franchise that I have barely touched on. I think I've seen 1, 2, 3, 5, maybe 5, 6 films out of this whole franchise. And there's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different actors playing this character. I have only touched slightly on Bond. I've never seen a Sean Connery Bond. I've seen 2 Roger Moores. I've seen 1 Dalton, 2 Brosnans, and maybe 1 Craig. So, yeah, my goal this year is to dive into a lot more Bond stuff. I love the spy stuff, Mission Impossible, things like that. So I'm surprised that I haven't watched a whole lot more of these. But yeah, the fact that I haven't seen a single Sean Connery Bond movie still kind of blows my mind. So I do want to dive into a lot more James Bond movies. So that is my number 1 goal this year.
That's a great one.
There's
I'm
a lot
excited
of them,
for you,
so
Fish.
I'll have a full plate this year. So
You and Mike getting your spies on.
Hot take: Craig is probably like my least favorite Bond.
Oh,
I agree.
yeah.
I might agree with that.
I love
Who's your favorite?
Brosnan, easily Brosnan. But I love Gadget Bond, and you get like hardly any of that from Craig.
None.
His movies just feel so serious and kind of boring. And I want fun Bond. Like I say fun a lot. I want to have fun with a lot of movies, and I have fun with most of the Bond movies. And then the Craig movies happen. It's like, oh, this is so serious and grim.
You don't like the brooding. You want the Octopussy.
and see, that's one I've seen, and that was my favorite.
It's surprisingly good.
There's a lot of Bond movies.
Yeah,
you gotta see Tomorrow Never Dies. Tomorrow Never Dies.
I love
Brosnan's
Tomorrow Never
Bond
Dies.
is so fun. Like he drives his car with the phone. Like
that's so good. And Michelle
love
Yeoh's in that. Michelle Yeoh holds her own. She's so good.
That's such a
She
good
do
one.
her own stunts too. A lot of her own stunts too.
Yep.
Someone said it best. They said Pierce Brosnan is the greatest hits of Roger Moore and Sean Connery. If you took the best things of both of those, Pierce has those things.
Yeah.
And I
My only problem with him is that he was a few years too late, because we wanted him to be Bond when he was doing Remington Steele.
Yeah.
And then by the time he was done with that, it was still a few more years before he became Bond. It was like, you're late. Where were you?
Doing Remington. Yeah. But hey, you got the 2 Timothy Daltons instead to tie you over.
Terrible.
Although I will say the Ariel thing in
terrible.
The Living Daylights Ariel thing was pretty nice. That's the one thing I could say.
All right, so my number 1 goal here, I need to watch some of these classic movies that everybody loves and talks about. So I have a few of them that are pretty notable that I still need to see. I still need to see Singing in the Rain, because that is such an all-time classic, and I actually do like musical movies, so got to check it out. And especially it was highlighted a lot in Babylon that came out this year, and that was one of my favorite movies of the year. So got to see Singing in the Rain. And then everybody talks about Fargo. I need to see Fargo. Apparently it's going to get a 4K this year, so going to watch that. And then for the horror fans out there, everybody loves The Exorcist. I still need to see it, so I can't wait to get that 4K and watch The Exorcist for the first time. So hopefully they all live up to the hype, because like all 3 of those movies have been like so hyped up. Hopefully it just I enjoy all of them.
I will say, so I just watched Exorcist for the first time. Was it 2 years ago? I stayed away from it because I'm not really, for the most part, into the religious horror. So I kind of just stayed away from it, and I watched it. it's good. It's really freaking good. So I think you'll like it. Like,
not a lot of horror scares me, and that's still one that still can scare me.
Yeah, it's really good. Even though, like I said, I have that aversion to like not really into the whole religious horror. It's so damn good.
Yeah. Hey, Mike.
I'm so excited.
Mike, I would recommend this. There's this list put out by AFI called 100 Years, 100 Movies. And they've updated a few times, but about 8 years ago, I did this, and I went through and I watched or rewatched everything on that list. It took me about a little more than 2 years to do because some of them were hard to find. But it has everything from early movies all the way up to like mid 90s, and you're going to get like all those popular movies that people just assume everybody has seen in there. And it's a great way to rewatch them if you've seen them before as part of it. So just do a wiki search for AFI 100 Years, 100 Movies.
Yeah, they're really good. Yeah, and they break it too by genres too. If you just wanted to do a genre.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I didn't know
maybe
that.
I'll use that for my 3 picks then. That'd be good.
Yeah, that would work.
I'll throw out it doesn't talk as much on the little bit newerish stuff, but a great place to look for like lists on stuff to see. Turner Classic Movies puts out books pretty often, and their books are freaking great. So they'll break down, maybe 50 classic movies you need to see, and they'll tell you why you need to see it. And it's a gorgeously laid out book. So look into some Turner Classic Movie books. They don't all cover it's not all black and white stuff. They'll cover 50s and 60s. I don't think they don't go as much newer, but they're good. They put out really good books though.
I know there's so many good movies out there. It's like it's tough to get caught up on everything. So it's like it just gotta
that's why the list is so good because at least the list you can kind of focus and kind of streamline it a little bit because you can get overwhelmed. You get overwhelmed.
Yeah, jump on Letterboxd and log it.
All right, so we'll kind of run through the comments here, and then I'll give everybody a chance to kind of close out and promote some stuff for their channel. So Alex says, number one goal, find more people locally who are into movies to share my passion of movie watching. Oh, that's a great one right there. Excellent.
Yeah. Facebook.
I guess says my goal is to watch stuff that is backlogged and be more picky with stuff I buy.
Yep, guys.
Absolutely.
That's good.
I think we all do that goal sometimes.
I fail that goal.
Behind me.
I'm good. Yeah.
Vinicio says 70s horror had some great ones. Mira says, Tim, some favorites from the 70s, Dog Day Afternoon and Justice for All, Little Big Man, and Charlie Varick.
I've seen none of them. And what's funny is actually in Huck's trivia, Dog Day Afternoon came up. I know the what it's about. I just never saw the movie before.
Good one.
Yeah.
Mira says, and of course, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. That is a really good one.
I did see it. I saw it in school. What it had to do with school, I'm not sure.
The book is good too. The book.
Alex says, movie room. How exciting. Vinicio says, nice KB. That's a dream to have a basement to do that with. But out here in California, there are a tad more rare. I know. That's one
crazy.
thing with California. It's like we don't get basements. I'm like, I need more space. Could I add on a basement? Like, I wish that was an option. Like,
Right.
So good.
somewhere for the movie.
Do it like Pops. Convert your garage.
Oh yeah, I love Pop's setup. He got a.
I'm gonna have to do that at some point.
This is kick ass.
Mama Blu-ray says, KB, that sounds so cool. Gus says, Tim, have you seen Kramer versus Kramer? That's a great 70s. That's the best picture winner right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Not fully. I think it's one of those ones I've seen parts of it on TV. I don't think I've ever seen the whole thing.
Yeah, Mira saying Kramer vs. Kramer is awesome. Yeah. Mama Blu-ray says the three of us watch a movie every night.
That's so nice.
Yes, Stu is
That's
on
lovely. I only have 2 cats to watch movies with.
Nice.
Mafson says back-to-back years I watched 200 new movies. Gonna bump it up to 300 this year. More 50s, 70 movies too, and that's a lot. 300 and new ones too. 300 new ones.
Ooh, yeah,
that's tough and still working all your faves.
Yeah.
Gus says, yeah. See, that's the thing. I can watch a lot of movies, but sometimes I like to go back to some of the older ones, some of my favorites, give those rewatches. Gus says, I like THX 1138 by George Lucas. That's another goodie from the 70s. Let's see. We got, yes, Michael saying, I've seen all the Bond movies. Yeah, that's what I did one summer, was I just like did a whole James Bond summer and marathon them all.
Nice.
Let's see. We got Adrian says, I like all those gadgets in the Bond films. I mean, yeah, that's like the coolest part of Bond.
I kept waiting and waiting with the Craig movies. Like, where are the gadgets? Where are the gadgets? Even in Casino Royale, when he hopped in the car, I'm like, the car is awesome. And he crashes it like 20 seconds later.
Yeah. And wasn't it like in one of them, like the guy pulls out a little something, and didn't Craig make a comment like, is that all you got? And he's like, what do you want? Like all kinds of fancy gadgets? And we're like, yeah, that's exactly what we want.
Yeah,
we don't
no,
want just a little,
definitely.
little tracking chip is what it, or something. I was like, come on.
You know, I mean, I don't know if it's been in a whole lot of them because I haven't seen a whole lot, but you know, when he takes him into the room and shows him all his new tricks, hey, I got this for you this time, and this and this, and oh, I added this to your car, and you know, yeah, I love to see that stuff.
They have that character in the Craig ones, but he gives them boring stuff. Like, here's a gun that has a fingerprint reader. Woo!
You can buy that yourself.
Like, at least have all the watches do something. Like, he always has a watch that does something.
Yeah.
He's like, here, 007, what does it do? It tells the time. Now get out. Okay.
Vinicio says Fargo is amazing. Exorcist is on my top 10 of all-time horror. Yeah, some people say it's even their favorite horror movie. So I'm like, I need to see this.
Stop. Yeah. And Fargo, I mean, anything with Frances McDormand, she's awesome.
Thank
Woo,
you.
I love her.
Mama Blu-ray says our never seen it pile keeps growing.
That's the way it keeps
The
going.
way Sue goes out every Tuesday, I'm sure it does.
The Exorcist freaked me out.
I agree with that,
Exorcist 3
Gus.
is so good. Skip 2.
2 is terrible.
Yep, I agree with that.
Yeah, I was really excited when I was in my teens. I was like, ooh, The Exorcist 2, Linda Blair's in it too. All right, cool. And then I watched it. I'm like, what did I just watch? What?
3 is good though. 3 is
great. 3 is great. 3's fantastic.
I'm glad it's getting a new release.
Yeah. And they have one of the best jump scares, I think.
See, that's what I was just about to say. When a movie can give me a jump scare, it can give me one of those, I'm in. It's great because I've been desensitized since I was like 6 years old. I've been watching horror since then, so that got me. And I know what parts you're talking about. That
Some of that atmospheric 70s stuff, like even when I watched the 4K for Amityville, like almost nothing is actually happening on screen, but that tension and atmosphere, it's creepy.
I still need to get that.
It's the music and the angles that everything's shot in, and oh, it's so good.
Kenny says, Mega Mike the Movie Man, you should really get a Letterboxd. It is easy to use and great for keeping track of movies you have seen, making lists of movies. That is something I need to get on. I'm
do. You, when you look at something, like if you're doing a challenge or if you're trying to go through a site for sales and you're looking for movies you've never seen before, you're going to get to the point where you thought you saw a movie or you've never seen it before. And then when you go to your Letterboxd, you're like, oh, I watched that in 2022. You're going to get to that point. Letterboxd saves you from that. You don't want to double dip in that way.
Yes, I haven't double dipped on like something accidentally yet. So that is a good thing. Hopefully it does that. But I can see myself, because that happened to me with Funko Pops when I got so many Funko Pops. I'm like, oh wait, have I got this one before?
It's gonna happen. Letterboxd saves you from that. You don't have to review everything. Just watch. Just so you have a record of what you watched.
I've rebought the same movie before because I'm stupid with my money. But one of the worst feelings is when you think you didn't see a movie and then you start watching. It's like, I did see this.
Oh yeah.
If
the
movie is so boring that you forget you saw it, that's worse than a bad movie. Like a boring, forgettable movie is worse than a bad movie.
Now, what about you just get old and just flat out don't remember you saw it?
That happens to me.
Because I'm like, oh, I've seen this, but I'm going to keep watching it.
If it's been like, 10, 15, 20 years, I forget some of the stuff too. Yeah. But I've popped in movies that are pretty new, and I watched it maybe like a year before, but the movie is so forgettable. It's like, oh, I forgot I saw this. It's still boring.
Yeah.
Does anybody ever use Blu-ray.com? I mean, like they scan their movies in with that.
Oh, yeah.
Like have your list and everything. And yeah, that's the only thing that I have. I have a Letterboxd, but I haven't like put anything on it or that I've watched anything or stuff like that.
Mine is so concise though, because like I said, I just get things. I only buy stuff I know I like, and I know pretty much everything I have.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, Vinicio says Letterboxd is a must for any movie fan. Once you get the hang of it, it's life changing.
We could help you, Mike.
This one's called CLZ.
That's what I use, is CLZ.
So if you get CLZ, I mean, look, it's just and it scans. Yeah, and you like you just hit that little plus, well, now it's all flashed out, but yeah, there's a little plus button, and you just hit the plus button. And I take this with me every time I go to swap meets or thrift stores, especially those. Oh. And I call it up and I go, oh, yep, I totally have that. All right, cool. Yeah, because I will totally not remember and buy another copy. That's
so.
You can't be doing that.
Do you always check, Huck? Because sometimes I get super confident in myself and I turn out to be wrong.
Oh, when I feel like that, yes, I'm like, oh, I totally know I don't have this. It's when I have doubt. And then I check. But yeah, I'm like, oh, I should have checked that.
You got like the bigger collections though. I can see how that would be really beneficial. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The one time I didn't take it, I bought the double recall steelbook twice.
Oh no! But what's crazy though is being movie nerds like we are, and this is like I did this in my bedroom as I put up a little side table because there's so many, and you've got to scan them. So it's like boop, boop, ah, boop, boop, boop. You're just beeping all night long. So I have to turn the beeper off because my wife and kid, my dog hates that beep. He's like, oh, so I gotta kill the beep. But yeah, I mean, you go through 1,000+ movies and you scan them all in. Sometimes it doesn't catch what the movie is, though. That sucks. So you got to sort of manually look it up online, or it'll pull up the wrong poster. It's like, that's not even the movie. So then you got to do a little fine tuning and find the poster and change the cover art. But to me, I treat it like my daughter plays games all the time on Switch. This is my game. I play, make a new cover for your movie, Huck game.
Yeah, I like Blu-ray.com.
The scores are really low, but it's fun.
I like Blu-ray.com because not only can I scan it in and do all the stuff that CLZ does, but sometimes I want to see like a certain movie, what's available as an import, and I could see like all the steelbooks and all the South Korea and all that stuff right in the app. So it does it for pretty much all the countries. So Movies with Ryan taught me that. He's like, if you have a certain movie, look for it in other countries and see if it's available via Amazon or whatever.
Yeah.
So CLZ lets you do that too, but only if someone else has put it in already.
Well, this works off of Blu-ray.com. So once it's available on any country's Blu-ray.com database, it pulls up on here.
That's cool because usually the foreign, they have better editions. I like.
Yeah, like The Descent, that one that we were talking about. I forget where it's from. Korea, I think.
Korea, yeah. Kira got me there. Yeah.
So bad.
Well, now the key is, KB, can you import? Say you're listening. Now you make me want to join. You get the app for Blu-ray.com because I was on a previous app before this called iCollect, and then they just sort of stopped updating. Then I moved to this, and you could import your database into it. And that saved me so much time because I did not want to sit and start scanning all over again. Like, it's fun the first time. Yeah. After that, you do not want to do it again.
I think you could do it on the website, but not necessarily on the app. So you could go to Blu-ray.com and do it there on my collection.
Yeah, I'm just sticking CLZ. It's worked for me. I like it.
Yeah.
I've had it for a while, and I'm subscribed to like 3 of the apps. We have it for CLZ Books, CLZ Movies, CLZ Music.
There you go. That's all you need.
All right, so I'll give everybody a chance to kind of close out for the evening, say what they would like to the audience, promote anything they want on their channel. So, Tim, take it away.
Thanks for having me. This was a lot of fun. Actually, I'm going to be stealing some of these other people's ideas because they're good.
It's great.
But yeah, this is a good time. I don't have anything to promote on my channel. I'm going to be putting up videos this week, but I don't know. They're up when they're up. So yeah, yay movies.
Yay movies.
Yay movies.
All right. KB, love movies. What do we got?
Yeah, KB loves movies. I haven't posted anything for the year, but the conversations are coming back soon. And if anyone wants to follow me on Letterboxd, my name on there is Just Say KB. Just look for me. You'll see Empire and Goodfellas and a couple other movies on the top, and that's me.
All right, and Mika.
Yes, and that's another goal. Maybe 2023, me and Kiro actually start this channel. So
Yes.
so that's the plan. So we'll have new episodes of the podcast later this month. We've been on a break since the last of the year, 2022. So new episodes of that. We're trying to work on connecting the video and then translating it over to the audio. So that's a goal. So hopefully we'll be up and running. We got some good plans for February. So let's keep fingers crossed. Oh yes, and if you guys want to follow me on Letterboxd, I have my Letterboxd for Double Horror Pack for all my horror, and then my Letterboxd for at Double Feet Pod. You can follow us on Instagram. That one I actually update.
I love it, man. We're all just pimping out our letterbox. So mine's a BHuck10 because I made it before I started this. Yeah, so get over there. Let's see. So I hope to be bringing trivia back shortly. New job has been quite time consuming, and because those take a lot of time to make, I haven't had that kind of ample time. But I have been putting a lot of time into something I got coming up on Saturday night. We're going to be doing the ultimate Harrison Ford movie tournament, bracket style. And we're going to have Basement Blues, Ben Buster, the 4K Lowdown, and our very own Tim Talks Talkies is going to be there. And basically, we're going to go down pretty much most all of his films. There might be one or two I left out that literally, no offense, like no one has seen. So if it's a couple of those, they don't appear just to balance out the brackets. But all the big ones and even the little ones are in there. And I can't wait to see how those do. Those are the ones I'm most excited to see how far those get. And yeah, so tune in Saturday night, 6 p.m. California time, 9 p.m. East Coast time. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to crown the ultimate Harrison Ford movie. Be there.
I'm hyped for that one though, because
I am too. I'm ready to go. It's already brackets are made. Let's go.
Harrison Ford has such a killer filmography.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Fish here. I don't have a whole lot coming up on my channel. Like I said, I want to do this my DVD collection. But other than that, I will be on Derek's stream next Thursday for our tournament battle of Best Picture nominees for the 2000s. So 2000 to 2000. Oh my gosh, I screwed this up last time because I watched a movie out of not in our little tournament. So it's movies that were released from 2000 to 2009. Yes, 2000 2009. So I will be on that next Thursday. So come join us for that. Should be a good time. So other than that, thank you, Mike, very much for having me again. I always love these streams. Love being on your channel. Thank you so much again.
Oh, Mike, I just wanted to say, yes, the Double and I this weekend on Sunday will be on Fans of Something. So if you guys are free, pop in, say hi. So.
All right. And Mama Blu-ray has had some amazing comments. Another great comment from Mama Blu-ray. Let's get Mike to 1,000K subscribers. Yes, I'm almost there. I'm like 32 away. So if you were visiting the channel for the first time, I know I saw some new people in the comments. So make sure you just go click that subscribe button, click that notification, and you're going to get tons of great content from my channel quite consistently. Actually, tomorrow I'm dropping a video that I think is my best video of the year. So make sure you're subscribed, and then you'll see it pop up in your subscriptions. But yeah, that'll be dropping, you know, some movie news, physical media news videos within the next couple days. And then, of course, you love streams out there. So next stream from my channel will be on Friday, and that is going to be a Tom Hanks ranking stream, because I just saw A Man Called Otto. So now we're going to rank some Tom Hanks movies. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So same bat channel, same bat time. You're going to want to tune in to that, of course. But yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. But thank you so much again, my amazing panel of blue tubers and collectors here, for joining me tonight on this journey of going over our goals for the year, our movie watching goals. So now we can kind of keep each other accountable this year as we go through it. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And thank you again, audience, for tuning in tonight, all the amazing comments, everybody that clicked that like button. That was tons of fun. So thank you all so much. And feel free to share out this video and my streams and other content to other movie lovers out there. You definitely have permission to do that. But that's it for us, ending on a great note from Mama Blu-ray. We are going to end the night like this. Oh, shite. Tomorrow is Tuesday.
I love that.
We got to get ready for those Blu-ray Tuesday hunts.
Oh, yeah. Blu-ray Tuesday.
Have a great night, everyone. And go watch.
Have a good night.
Night.